and a high of -1. Saturday, sunny and warm, a high of +6. And Sunday, partly sunny, late day rain or snow shower, and a high of +6. Currently, in downtown Regina, cloudy sky. We know there's light snow in the area. Downtown Regina, it's -13 with the wind chill. It feels like -23.
B&A Petroleum is a Southern Saskatchewan family-owned business that's there for you. They've been supporting their clients for over 30 years with locations in several communities throughout the southern part of the province. B&A Petroleum is available for all your bulk fuel and lubricant needs, with propane at selected locations Monday to Friday. And don't forget, their Cardinal location is accessible 24 hours for your convenience. B&A Petroleum. Fuel you once, fuel you forever.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sportscage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Regina Motor Products. RMP Early Bird Tire Offer on now. Book before April 30th to save $10 on an on-rim and $20 on an off-rim tire changeover. Visit RMP today. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Sports Cage. It's for Regina Motor Products, like he said right now. I'm probably starting to think about the old tire changeover. RMP's got the discounts going now, on rim, off rim, doesn't matter. You can visit them and get a deal. 3 hours for you today. Greg from the Piffles podcast will be in co-hosting with me. If you're watching the stream, there you see him. Gonna have some fun. We're gonna talk about the WHL last night. I went to the Pats game. I watched the Pats play the Medicine Hat Tigers. Medicine Hat Tigers, very good hockey team. Trade deadlines in the NHL. There was another trade that just happened involving a defenseman of a Canadian team. Ooh. We'll go through the Briar for you. We're going to talk, and this is where people can participate on the Prairie Land Rentals text line. Prairie Land Rentals, 600 Albert Street. You get to deal with the owner, 936-6262. We're going to talk about in a bit CFL road trips. And when you look at this year's schedule, what is the game you would like to go to watch the Riders away from Mosaic Stadium? We'll get to that. Cam Moon, voice of the Edmonton Oilers on the radio side, will join us at about 3:40 time. Talk about the trades that the Oilers have made, the trade singular. Are there going to be more? We'll talk to Mooner about that. More hockey with Eric Francis in hour 2. There's some news out of Calgary. I just heard that Eric broke earlier today on one of the Calgary Flame members waiving his no-trade clause, which I guess taking people by surprise. We will talk to on senior hockey. The senior hockey report's supposed to be on Wednesday. It's going to be tomorrow, but we will touch on what's happening in senior hockey. Lotto Lawrence will be in with Sprinkle of the Day. Lotto Lawrence, we were going to go through his college football betting basketball hack-ish thing that he liked. He also wants to talk about props in hockey. He's got an interesting way to play props in Sports Select with hockey. Indigenous Sports Spotlight for Freeze Tallman Lumber. Naim Cardinal's back. IndigenousRookieCard.com. We're going to go through some of the first athletes from the territories to ever play in the NHL. One is famous. The other two, you probably have no idea who they are. Name will be in. We'll talk about that. And then we'll finish off the show talking to Colin McKellar, U of R Ram, getting ready for the CFL Invitational Combine starting on Friday. Like I said, Greg is with me. Let's start with the Regina Pats, the Moose Jaw Warriors, and the Red Deer Rebels. When's the last time you were at a Pats game?
I was actually there this past weekend against the Blades.
And? That was a big win.
Maddox Schultz is it might be a little okay at hockey. He's okay.
Yeah. So last night, if you're following along in the Western Hockey League, the Medicine Hat Tigers are sitting in second in the Eastern Conference right now. The Regina Pats currently are 7th in the Eastern Conference. Those two teams would meet if the playoffs started today again. So it was a bit of a measuring stick. We teed it up. I know Dave in Sports in the Morning teeing it up as a possible first round matchup. Medicine Hat is that team that you got to be on your A game all game. You turn the puck over in your zone, in the neutral zone. Did they bring it the other way quick? There were 2 shots that the refs didn't even know if the puck went in. That's where those, like, they were right under the bar, inside bar. Medicine Hat was all over the Regina Pats. 11-2 was the final. Probably one of those games that you want to go back to some of the tape and say, okay, but we can't do this here. We can't give away this here. We got to be better here. All that. But probably one of those games where you just burn the tape, maybe.
Just imagine how good that team could be if McKenna was still around.
Oh.
Like,
good point.
The Tigers are an absolute wagon. They were a wagon last year. Like, they're one of the best teams in the WHL, hands down. And the Pats are a good young core. They got a couple years until they're there, though.
What they're doing is excellent, not only for the kids playing that are going to be here for the next 3 years, but for the organization. Everybody's learning, and yeah, they look like they're probably going to make the playoffs. Now, I don't know, their magic number now is around, I think it was 5 going in. But the other thing last night, which really throws a monkey wrench into everything, is the Prince Albert Raiders are the top team in the Eastern Conference. The Red Deer Rebels are battling for that playoff spot too, with Moose Jaw as well. Somehow, some way, Red Deer beats Prince Albert in Paradise 4-3. It doesn't make any sense.
Any given night, a team can catch fire and shock somebody. And especially when you got a team that's motivated, that needs to win, and that's where it's going to be.
C Money on the text line says was up at the game. Red Deer's goalie played unbelievable, which you would need when playing one of the top teams in the country.
And let's be honest, if you got a hot goalie, that makes the entire difference right there.
Yeah.
The Olympics are, if anyone is just casual fan, would tell you that.
Matthew Condro last night, he was the first star of the game for the Red Deer Rebels. 45 saves in their 4-3 win. So Red Deer knocks off the top team in the Eastern Conference. Can happen in their barn at the Art Hauser. So then to make things even more entertaining, great, confusing, Moose Jaw beats Calgary 4-2. So Moose Jaw, Red Deer, Regina all battling, jostling for that 7-8 spot. Moose Jaw picks up a big 2 points. Now sitting just one back of Red Deer. Moose Jaw has played 2 more games than Red Deer and the Regina Pats. I love it. It's just such a great time of the year, and I know we'll get to the SJHL report tomorrow. It's happening in the SJ. I thought there would be more people at the Brandt Center last night. Now, I get it, Tuesday night game, but the weather was fine. Unless you're watching the Briar, there's not a lot else going on.
Well, I went Saturday, and we had box seats as a company thing. And
Not a big deal.
Not a big deal. Just throw it out there. But it blew my mind. Based on the amount of vehicles there, it must have been everyone bring your car to the game night, because for the amount of vehicles in that parking lot, that I could not believe the few amount of people that were at that game. And it was an awesome game. It was a great hockey.
What on a Tuesday night like last night, if they had a $10 ticket, how many more people would be in the stadium, do you think? Another 500?
Probably.
Another 1,000?
I don't know if it'd be 1,000.
with where they are in this, like because they're battling for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
You got this Maddox Schultz kid skating. 500, 1,000. I don't know. I'm.
It wouldn't hurt to try. At the end of the day, on a weeknight when you know your tickets are already soft as it is, why not?
Yeah, some of the other teams are kind of doing 2-for-1 and different deals, and I know the Pats have come out with some deals around, but I was where they are in the race and how it's going. It's like it would just be. You want that home ice advantage.
Those midweek games are hard sales to begin with, so you got to do what you can. Like Wiener Wednesday, like those $1 hot dog, they move tickets.
Yeah, let's get a French fry and gravy special, and then I land there. AAA midget playoffs last night. Regina Pats Canadians win. They can wrap things up tonight against the Saskatoon Contacts, 7:30 at the Sixer. Moose Jaw also, Colson, this would be your cue to put up the bracket for the AAA midget board. Moose Jaw's got a stranglehold there. They're obviously one of the top teams in the country as well. The Saskatoon Blazers are 2 up on Warman, and then Estevan says, hold the phones. She's now a 3-game series with the Swift Current Legionnaires. So the only game tonight in the male U18 AAA playoffs is in Regina. The Pat Canadians are home to the Saskatoon Contacts. Have you been watching much of the Brier?
I've been tuning in. I'm a bit of a rock hog myself, yeah.
The Nap foursome, 10-4 over Newfoundland Labrador this morning. They're sitting 3-3. They're in an absolute dogfight. They're going to need help. It's one of those things, but a win nonetheless. The other Sasky team with Manitoba McEwen playing for us, they lose 9-4 to the Calvert foursome for Manitoba. So they're sitting at 5-2. They're still all right. Nap is up against the Gushu squad tonight.
I don't think that's going to go as good for him as the other Labrador game.
Come on, let's go. Let's find a way. Kelly and Brennan and Dustin and Matt.
Gushu's playing with that Newfoundland, that Labrador Magic right now. He's got the NL on. He's at home. It's going to be tough to beat him all week.
And have you ever been out there?
Furthest east I've been is Montreal.
Really?
Yeah.
So we'll keep you up to date on the Brier as well. Who's your NHL team again?
Penguins.
What? How are you feeling right now as we get down to the trade deadline and they're in a playoff spot?
I know,
which is somewhat surprising.
It is, and that's unfortunately we are in a bad spot because they are in a playoff spot and they still should be looking to the future. But I know I've made my peace long ago that as long as the quote unquote big three are still there, not much is going to happen.
Can they add anything? What do they got for money? I'm not totally familiar in the
I'm not
where the Pens land on
I'm
the
sure
cash.
about their cap space right now either. But
Vancouver Canucks moved one of their pieces. Tyler Myers heading to Dallas.
Saw that.
To the Stars. The Stars giving up a 2nd-round pick and a 4th-round pick. 4th-round pick I get, but a second for, what is he, 35, 36 years old?
Steep for me, but if I'm the Stars and I think that's the piece I want, then go get it, I guess.
How about this one? The Toronto Maple Leafs, this just came down a little bit ago, reporting that they're scratching Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Scott Laughlin, and Bobby McCann tonight.
For what?
Because they're going to get moved.
Oh, they are going to get. I understand that, but I'm hoping that's part of a couple of deals and not one. Because what do they think they're going to bring in?
Wouldn't that be something if it came out that they're scratching Austin Matthews?
That rumor's been going around all week that Matthews is in play. But
I don't think anyone there has the stones to do that. But long term for the franchise, maybe it is the play.
I think so too. They need to make big play because they've been middling for how long now? They need
long time.
Oh yeah, well, 1967. What is it? They need to do something drastic, but that's the thing about Toronto. They rather just survive than do anything drastic.
Some other sporting news today, also just coming down. Our New England Patriots.
Yay.
They have released wide receiver Stephon Diggs. There were some problems there going in.
That tells me his legal troubles are about to get worse.
It was sweep under the rug. Let's just get through the playoffs. I not surprised.
And considering Alec Pierce is now a free agent coming up, I'm thinking, hey, maybe.
I kind of get excited / curious when I hear the Max Crosby or the Crosby rumor of him coming to New England.
I'm hearing rumors
from Oakland,
Philly, but we'll see.
There's a lot of rumors out there. I woke up to Colson.
I was going to hop in on the salary caps thing. According to Puckpedia, the Pittsburgh Penguins have 10.8 million projected cap space.
Ooh, interesting.
Still?
Yeah. So that's projected. So that's assuming everyone on the current roster plays every game, counts towards the cap. So that's how much they'd have extra at the end. Currently, they technically have like 47 million. So if you trade somebody out to save some money or pay a bigger salary, whatever, right? So they got some wiggle room. Who do you think is the most over? Probably. Just for fun.
Edmonton?
No, they are 5th though.
LA?
LA is... I don't see them in the top
okay,
here.
there you go. I guess I'm way off. I haven't paid attention to the
Vegas.
South Cap in a long time.
Yeah, Vegas. They're projected to be over by 11.8 million.
Well, until someone has an LTIR, then you don't have to worry about it.
Or somebody disappears in the desert.
Yeah.
Old Vegas rules. I woke up today. It's not when I woke up. I've never had to deal with migraines, and I know one of my sisters had them. I know people that have had me. I don't know. I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
I just see when people have them. I had this headache today. I didn't know what the heck was going on. I did basically sit in a dark room for 2.5 hours this morning. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do the show today. So anyone out there that deals with chronic headaches, I have no idea how you... And right away, I start thinking about, what does a migraine feel like if this is this bad? And then when you're younger, you kind of go... Like, I remember my sister would get migraines and be like, yeah, whatever. But it's one of those things. It's like when you're younger and someone says, oh, my sciatic's acting up. You're like, suck it up. Or gout. I used to laugh about people all the time. It's like, gout, come on. Let's get skating. Get your skate on until I got gout. And then I'm like, what? This is psychotic. Today was the headache thing, and I just sat there and was like, anybody that deals with chronic headaches or migraine headaches, I don't know how you do it. Because my head still right now is pounding, and these lights make it worse.
I'm not going to lie. Anytime I hear someone complain about a headache, all I can think of is kindergarten cop. Maybe it's a tumor. It's not a tumor.
We're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to talk CFL road trips. One that the Piffles podcast is doing this year, but then also I see a couple text messages already from people. I want to know where you want to go watch the Riders this year. If you had a choice. Everyone that participates today with that question, a chance to win if you're watching the stream, this brand new Rough Rider toque, also known as a wool hat, for all of our American listeners, or wool beanies. Okay? We call it a toque, though. Everybody that chimes in on the Prairie Line Rentals text line today is going to win that. And don't forget, all of our guests always join us on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. Wednesday night, pick up a wheel. All the Greek favorites you love, Western Pizza. We'll be right back. It's a Sports Cage streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
Listen weekdays at noon for Saskatchewan Today on CKRM with your host, Ryan Young. Offering the most extensive agricultural news coverage with precision weather meteorologists. In an industry that moves fast, stay updated with the latest, most reliable information in ag news. Crisis and trends, all in one place. Available anytime at saskagtoday.com. Saskatchewan Today, your trusted source for all things agriculture. Sponsored by Affinity Credit Union on 620 CKRM.
Winter in Saskatchewan tests everything, our patience, vehicles, and sometimes our bumpers. From icy parking lot dings to serious highway mishaps, choosing local matters. At Regina Motor Products Collision Center, we're Saskatchewan owned, run, and we drive these roads too. An SGI accredited full-service collision center working on all makes and models. Submit your SGI claim and book your appraisal. It's easy. When you need repairs you can trust, it's neighbors helping neighbors. Regina Motor Products Collision Center, south at Highways 1 and 6 Albert Street, rmpchevrolet.com.
If you're thinking about an exterior upgrade this year, let Freeze Tallman do the work for you. Freeze Tallman installs. From siding and roofing to fencing, decking, garage packages, windows, and doors. Skilled crews, quality materials, and a job done right. From start to finish. And right now, they're taking pre-bookings so you can plan ahead with confidence. Visit freezetallman.com. Freeze Tallman. Locally owned, family grown, rooted in our community for 70 years.
Welcome back to Sportscage. Connect with the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262.
Welcome back to Sportscage for Regina Motor Products on Wednesday. All right. Rough Rider. It's a snazzy, actually, toque wool hat. Everybody that's texting in 936-6262. First off, Greg from the Piffles podcast is with me. The floor is yours. I want you to tell people you guys are in front of this early. You guys are loading up the Iron Lung and heading east again.
Yeah, heading down to the Labor Day rematch, or the Banjo Bowl, as the rest of us actually call it. We've done this trip a few times. Had to stop it because of COVID, and it's back. And yeah, we're taking one bus only, doing 2 nights in Winnipeg on purpose, and it's gonna be fun.
Got to have more details than that.
It's $425. That's the early bird price. It's only good until May 1st.
That's right.
We are already at 70% sold. We were at 50% sold with the diehards already. We sent it out, before the pre-sale was fabulous. Stopping in Brandon on lunch on the way there.
Where? Where?
Don't know in Brandon yet, but on the way back, the Red Barn. Getting some of that roasted chicken, buddy.
Okay, where are you guys staying? Where are you laying your head?
Sandman out in Polo Park. So that way there's bars and clubs and for everyone that want to go.
I might be interested if it stops on Portage and just lets me out near Silver Heights.
We can do that.
And then I can just Uber to the hotel.
We can do that
later. What kind of crew are we talking about on this?
It's
rowdy.
It's quite the mix.
Anybody try and sneak in a dart in the bathroom?
Not as far as I know. Actually,
Okay.
I got to admit, the last couple of years I haven't gone because that's usually the same week as the Thunder Hilltops game at Mosaic.
I remember about you talking about this.
Yeah.
You weren't impressed.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so it's a good crew of all ages, and it's a fun time. You got your teetotalers, you got your drinkers, you got your people that do other things, and it's fun.
What do you guys do for kind of fun on the any kind of rider trivia bingo? Any you get up there and do some stand up?
Maybe actually might be going this year because I don't know if the Mosaic game's happening this year with Foo Fighters. So, yeah, maybe actually go this year. Maybe I will do a stand-up.
Yeah.
We were called Amateur Comedy Hour online this past week, so we leaned into it on this week's podcast.
936-6262. Where, as Rider fans, would you like to go this year to watch the Riders play? Because you look at the schedule, and I always look. Okay, when are they in Montreal? When are the Riders playing in Montreal? Because for me, I think that would be the one I want to go. They're their Thanksgiving long weekend.
They are.
It's an anniversary weekend.
Yeah.
My wife has never really shown interest in going to Montreal. That is the problem. I love it. I love golfing in Montreal. I love the vibe of the Old Town.
Yeah, I was going to say, even because McGill's in Old Montreal. It's beautiful down there.
Was it Crescent Street with all the pubs and the bars?
Yep, it is.
Yeah, so that would be the one for me out on the Prairie Land Rentals text line, Brandon. I'd like to go to Montreal, see the Riders kick some derriere. James on the text line, we're planning a road trip to BC for the Riders Lions in late August. Oh yeah, yep. I missed that one. That's August 23rd. A Banjo Bowl trip, if it's a big game in the standings, could happen. My son and I have some unfinished business to tend to at Princess Audio Stadium. Oh yeah, James always messaging. They weren't treated kindly there at the Grey Cup. Well, there you go, James. If you want to go to the Banjo Bowl and you can lock in with the Piffles crew, why wouldn't you? That just makes a lot of sense if you're asking me. BC in late August still seems a little touristy. You'd have to fly. I wouldn't be driving. Yeah. I don't want to be doing that drive. Another one, no name, saying it would be BC. Brizzy says that. Arnie, let's take some blue and whites and go to Montreal. All right. I'm sure Arnie would love to go with you to Montreal. Jordan says, Calgary, then. Aha! Jordan, I like how you think.
Calgary Grey Cup?
Calgary, then go for a walk in Kananaskis. I suspect you mean golfing.
Probably.
Oh, when do they play? When are the Calgary games this year? The Riders are in Calgary June 20th.
Yeah, early in the season, yeah.
That's not going to work for me. That's right at the end of Lobstick. That's right in the Smats Flag Football Provincials. That's why June 20th rings a bell. So yeah, but if you go, Jordan, send pics of that walk in and around there. Oh, if you're watching the stream, Colson threw it up. The Rough Rider schedule. Have you been to Ottawa?
No.
Ottawa, Friday, July 3rd. That is right around Canada Day celebration. So if you're patriotic and you want to go to Parliament Hill, wave a flag. I think they're still doing construction there.
There.
For like the next 15 years.
Well,
it's like what gets done first, the Parliament building or that what's the one they're building out by Mount Rushmore, the new Mount. Come on, what's the monument they're building in North Dakota?
Are they still
or is it South Dakota?
Are they still working on Crazy Horse?
Crazy Horse.
They're still working on Crazy Horse?
I don't think Crazy Horse is locked to be.
I remember that in the 90s.
In our lifetime. Colson's looking it up.
I'm pretty sure my grandparents took a bus trip down there when they started it.
It's kind of a project.
Apparently.
You've got it, Colson? And is it called Crazy Horse?
I'm not sure. The Crazy Horse Memorial?
Yes. Is it in South Dakota?
Yes.
They're carving him out of a mountain as well.
Mountain Memorial, under construction, according to Wikipedia still. In progress since 1948 and is far from completion.
Yes.
Initiated in 1948 by Korzak Zielkowski.
Man, the overruns on that project.
Is there a set date for it to be completed?
Doesn't look like it.
Oh yeah, there's the pictures of it. I really got to make my way down there. I know some people last year that came back. I laugh because I'm sure they came back from the hockey tournament in Denver and they kind of made the beeline to go to Mount Rushmore. Yeah. Well, it was like foggy and snowing. You couldn't. They took these pictures and there's like nothing in the background.
Nothing but jowl.
You can't see anything. The Crazy Horse Memorial. I'm looking for. They're not really going with a completion date. It's done when it's done.
It's done, yeah. I hope they're working on time and material.
Allegedly. It is run by a non-profit organization that is run by the family of the original artist.
Okay.
And entirely. And it brings in approximately $12.5 million per year from having not been completed. So
that's not a bad little non-profit that family's got going.
Yeah,
that original artist was smart. It's like, here's how I'm going to leave my legacy.
It's also on private property, so there's literally nothing that can be done about this otherwise. So, yeah. That's a little maneuver there.
They're showing a picture of it in 2020. You can make out the face. They're a long
ways away because I've seen the rendering of it. Like it's him like basically leaning off a horse, isn't it?
How many people are working on this thing? This is the Crazy Horse Special. Sportscage Crazy Horse Special. This is what you talk about in March when there's not a lot else going on. If you would have told me it started in 1948, I would have called bull. You know what?
I thought it started in the 90s.
So did I. I would have went early 90s. Someone going up there with a hammer and one of them little thingies and started hacking away and saying, possibly drunk, being like, "Hey, we're gonna. I got an idea. Let's make this guy.
Trust the process. Hang in there, baby.
Let's sculpt this guy right here." Jeez.
So on June 3rd, 1948. However you say the guy's last name.
He was buckled.
No, he detonated the first blast on the mountain. So that is when it all started.
Oh jeez. What how does this all come about? It's one of those things that I just now I'm going to be, was he sitting around? How long did he look at it? I've known people like Bandon Dunes, the golf course, the guy that owned that and constructed on his land. Like he sat at the top of this hill on a bench and he pictured this golf course with the ocean right there in the background. And then now there's like 5 or 6. It's amazing. If you're a golfer, it's got to be on your bucket list. I want to know, this is private property. Did he just stare up at that mountain and go, yeah, Crazy Horse on a horse kind of pointing? Well, there's a picture of him. He looks like Regina Pats Canadians head coach Ryan Hodgins. Is a picture of him standing by, which is just a clump of mountain there. Oh, like that.
He actually looks a lot like Hodges. Wow.
They're.
I wasn't expecting that.
You like the finished product with his hair flowing in the wind?
Like I've seen.
They're gonna go really. Couldn't we give him a hat? Something easier.
Can we simplify this?
We got it. Does he have to be on a horse?
They needed a.
It's called Crazy Horse. I think that's mandatory.
But I think his name was Crazy Horse.
They needed an efficiency advisor, and they're going, you could take out a couple of those hair strands. Maybe we put in a hat.
Like the facial features that are now completed since 1941. When you got to get down to doing, look at the detail on the horse. Is there a bet? Can you place a bet anywhere when Crazy Horse is complete? Because it's well beyond my lifetime.
I'm certain there's a poly market on that one.
Oh,
boy. They'll take money on anything.
Jeez. I still want to go down there and check it out with Mount Rushmore.
In reading about this, his left hand was finished in 2024, not in time for the 75th anniversary in 2023.
Is that part of the picture here? I really don't see a left hand.
The left hand is the pointing hand.
Finished, I use that loosely.
Just a pointy
Sportscage trip, new Sportscage trip to we're going to Crazy Horse. We're loading up the van and we're heading to Crazy Horse. Okay, back to the task at hand. Prairie Land Rentals text line. Dennis says, I want to go to BC. Never been there, just want to go. Obviously to watch the Riders there take on the BC Lions August 23rd. Okay, so far, I think BC is leading. There's a couple more known names. I'd like to go to BC. Calgary. There's a Winnipeg. Dwayne's got a story for us. Dwayne from Indian Head took my kids to the Black Hills 36 years ago. One of the attractions we saw was Crazy Horse. We had been back there or past a half dozen times, and we could see that there was some progress made on the head of the head of the Native American on the horse and a bit of the horse. I think he's trying to say. I think they might go to the 22nd century before they get it done. I agree, Dwayne. Dwayne, you're in to win the Ryder Toque, just because you're chiming in on the Crazy Horse. 936-6262. What road trip do you want to go watch the Riders play in this year, this schedule? Everyone that enters going to be entered to win. Everyone that texts entered to win that toque. We'll go to break. When we come back, Cam Moon, voice of the Edmonton Oilers, will be with us. It's the Sports Cage on the home of Crazy Horse Talk in Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM.
Did you know over 1.3 million homeowners call on Reliance for their water heater needs? With over 150,000 five-star online reviews and over 60 years experience, you could say Reliance Heath are water heater experts. Switch to Reliance Heath today. They'll give you $200 for all your hot water needs.
Call on Reliance.
Visit waterheaterrentals.com for details. Terms and conditions apply.
If you've got a Steelcraft garage door, you've got a door with parts manufactured and assembled right here in Canada. A door with better insulation and seal, plus a warranty you're probably never going to use. Combined with a LiftMaster opener, it's the right choice. And if you don't have a Steelcraft garage door, you should get one. And a LiftMaster opener. 100% made by Canadians for Canadians. Steady, tariff-free pricing and great quality, no matter what.
Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door. We offer more.
The auction calendar is stacked at Ritchie Brothers this spring with 64 exciting unreserved auctions happening across Western Canada. Visit rbauction.com/agriculture to view a wide selection of used equipment from top brand manufacturers. You can also add items to your watch list, register for auctions, and bid online. You won't want to miss these great opportunities to get equipment you need. Head to rbauction.com/agriculture to register and be ready for the auctions.
Text CKRM 306-936-6262 for Prairie Land Rentals. Renting heaters, skid steers, and most power tools for all those winter jobs. And your official Husqvarna snow thrower dealer. Prairie Land Rentals, 600 Albert Street, where you deal with the owner. Welcome back to Sportscage. Get social with us. Follow us on X at Sportscage. Watch our video stream at sportscage.com and always on the radio at 620 CKRM.
For Regina Motor Products on this Wednesday, if you are texting in and giving us your road trip location for the Riders and you want to win this toque, need your name. Need your name and number. If you want to go nameless, sure, but to give that away, we need that. We're going to continue all that talk here in a bit, but let's not keep them waiting. Let's go out on the Western Pizza guest hotline. Perfect night for a little Western Pizza. Perfect pizza, generous amount of toppings. Been on the program a number of times before. Voice of the Edmonton Oilers on the radio side of things, Cam Moon. Cam, first off, thanks for joining us. Have you ever been to the Black Hills?
The Black Hills. I don't think I've been to the I think I want to go to the Black Hills.
Mount Rushmore. And then we're talking Crazy Horse, the new sculpture of that won't be done anytime soon. Does that ring a bell at all?
No, I have not done that yet. Not yet.
Okay.
But I did hear you were taking suggestions of rider road trips. You were getting some love there for Vancouver, which is totally understandable. They got the ocean, the mountains. It's lovely. I don't discount Edmonton. I mean, don't rule it out. And granted, you got to know where you're going and what you're doing. And I could certainly lead a tour in that regard and make sure that people saw all the things that you need to see when you're doing a road trip. But the fact that I didn't hear a Montreal in there, and maybe it was earlier, that's blowing my mind.
It was earlier, and that's my pick. Montreal is my pick. When you talk about Edmonton, though, I must ask, is Cook County Saloon still open?
Yes, it is thriving at this point in time, yes.
It's moving up.
It's okay. The Cook County still exists. Not my scene. That's not my scene, but would I be willing to go, like, were there and needed guidance? Yes, I would, because that's the kind of guy I am. I'd be willing to do that for you.
Okay. I'm going to hold you to that. Let's keep this clip. And next time I roll into Edmonton. Connor Murphy. You hear about the move. The Oilers pick him up, right shot defenseman, which is so key. What can you tell our listeners, maybe Cam, that we don't know why this was a good move strategically that Bowman pulled here?
Well, they're lacking a right shot D, and Jake Wallman has recently been playing on his offside, and the Oilers have had struggles defensively, not just the defenseman, I mean the whole team defensively, but with an opportunity to add a big, strong, physical defenseman, a veteran that has a right shot, it hit all the criteria and at a minimal cost. And the fact that Chicago's eating half that salary made it doable. Otherwise, Edmonton wouldn't be able to do it to fit it under the cap. So it made a lot of sense from the Edmonton side to do this, given the struggles that they've had. So it gives you three right shot defensemen now. A guy that he's played playoff games, but there was nobody in the stands because the only playoff games he's had were during the weird bubble time. So he has an opportunity, if things go right, that the Edmonton Oilers would be in the playoffs. And he is extremely, fired up about that, as he should be. Playoff games in Edmonton are special. So it's, to me, it made a lot of sense given where the team's at and what he brings to the party.
Stan Bowman yesterday, I think we played part of it here. He comes out and he's asked one question, and I know you've been to a lot of press conferences, and right away I find when one question is asked and a coach or GM takes it for about 4 minutes, they've been waiting. They've been waiting to get all this off their chest. I've always loved that when it happens. He talks about it, and he really breaks it down yesterday, how the Oilers, they can run and gun, and they can score and all that. They got to get back to simplicity in the hockey. And there are going to be periods, there are going to be games where you might not score. But the good thing is the other team didn't as well.
So true, and especially in the postseason. That run and gun, it happens once in a while in the playoffs, but it's definitely not the norm. You got to be able to defend. And when I think back of the last two seasons, when the Oilers have had long streaks of winning, their defending during those streaks was at an elite level. I mean, the scoring is going to be what the scoring is. When you have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, and especially when you go on the power, and Evan Bouchard, don't forget him, because this guy is on an immense heater right now. But when you have those players, you're going to get your opportunities, and more often than not, you're probably going to score goals. Yeah, there's going to be games where it just doesn't happen for you, or the opposition goalie is having himself a great night. But you got to be able to defend, and even more so when you get to the postseason and you're playing against better teams like all the time. So it's an important part of the game. It has been intermittent, I would say, this year. There's been times where it's been all right, but there's been stretches where it hasn't been great. And I think of right before the Olympic break, and I think of right after the Olympic break, with the exception of the Los Angeles game, which was part Edmonton playing well and part LA playing incredibly bad. So, that part needs to tighten up. I mean, they found a way to get it done last night, but not a recipe for success to be down 4-2 after two periods. So, we'll see what, Connor Murphy, I would expect him to play Friday against Carolina.
I hit the in-game bet, by the way. I took the Oilers when they were down, and I was like...
Oh, whoa, that's a pull. The great ones make it look easy. That's what they say.
You hear about the wins, not about the losses. Let's put it that way.
It wasn't a huge bet, Cameron. Let me tell you that. Sorry, Greg, go ahead.
Obviously, this is not the season the Oilers are expecting to have after back-to-back Stanley Cup bursts. Are they moving during this upcoming deadline, or are they just gonna? We got the guys we need in the locker room.
Jordan Binnington.
I don't think there's going to be a goaltender move. I really don't. Do I think they will exhaust every avenue for a third-line center? Yes, I do. I think that is the most likely target at some point here. So, yeah, I mean, between now and Friday afternoon, I would think that every avenue for that would be the highest priority. I think that the defenseman was the highest priority, but they got that done now. And I would think a third line center. I don't know who that's going to be, if at all, but I think that's what they're looking at.
I heard a Braden Shen rumor as well. Is that going around those parts?
Well, he could play third line C. Hey,
who do you got?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Got to dump there then, man? Mangiapane?
Well, and that's the thing. You had Andrew got sent down, and then you're going to try to. I would think they would try to move that contract out if at all possible. So that's probably part of the whole thing too. And I don't know. I've heard the name Braden Shen thrown out there, but I mean, I've heard a bunch of names thrown out there. We'll see what happens.
What about the other Canadian teams? And you get to watch a lot of hockey with eyeballs, or maybe let's stick with the West. What's a team that maybe we're not talking about enough? Is it Minnesota? I haven't seen them play live. I don't know. What's a team we're not maybe talking about enough that you could say, well, maybe they add a piece, or maybe they don't even add a piece. This team could be scary in the postseason.
Well, I think Minnesota is a team that's scary in the postseason, but so is Dallas. So is Colorado. And one of those three teams is going to be out in the first round. And two of those teams will probably be out after 2 rounds. So it makes it really tough. I mean, but any one of those three could come out of that division. It's that close. Minnesota hasn't had the start that Colorado had, or the start that Dallas had, and has flown under the radar a little bit. But they have been just incredible. And Quinn Hughes on the back end, and the amount of scoring they have, the way they defend, and they've been incredibly impressive. I mean, the Pacific Division has struggled, and now you look at the way things played out last night. All it has done is muddied it up even more as far as who's going to finish in the top of this thing. It could be 3 or 4 different teams. So, but yeah, to me, Minnesota is a team that is going to be an incredible handful for somebody.
If Edmonton does make the playoffs, who do you think is their best matchup going in? Because obviously they're not going to be a high seed this year.
Yeah, well, but the thing is, you could win the division.
Yeah,
it's that close. Like you could finish first in the Pacific, and then you're playing a wild card team, whoever that may be. So I don't know who the best. They're probably not going to play Los Angeles finally. I mean, 4 years in a row I think that's enough. Yeah, I think. And I'm sure
the
fans
when
would
they kept
like
on drawing the stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Remember, it was always, it's the Oilers and the Dallas Stars. I think the fans would like to see somebody different. I'm sure LA would like to see somebody different. They'd just like to get in. I'm not sure they will. They're still within striking distance, but that has to turn around there really soon. But Anaheim, we were just in Anaheim, and they looked pretty good. And that's a team that's on the rise, and they got young players. I mean, San Jose's on the rise too with a lot of young players. I think they're a little farther behind Anaheim in their development curve. But to me, Anaheim is a team that you could see it coming late last season, and it's continued on. And they're going to be a tough out. Vegas is, it's still got a really good team. I know they've had their struggles here lately, but that's a talented lineup. And Edmonton will see them on Sunday, so you have a better idea after that.
Last one for you, Mooner. The goaltending situation. If the playoffs were going to start, a lot of people are talking. Is it going to be Ingram's net to roll with to start? Is that what you see? And as a former goaltender?
Well, yeah, if it was starting today, to me it would be Connor Ingram, because in the most recent past here, I think he's been the better of the two. But there's still another 20 games or so to go, and that will determine it, I would think. But Connor Ingram, I think, has been a little more consistent than Tristan Jarry to this point. But to me, I think that is still completely up for grabs. But the Oilers do need one of those two or two of those two to get on a roll and get things going. I mean, last year, the Oilers needed two goaltenders, and Calvin Pickard was huge for the team to keep them moving and getting them to a Stanley Cup final. Calvin Pickard 2 years ago had to come up with a big win against the Vancouver Canucks in the second round to keep the season going. So the chances are you're going to need both of them, but they both, just like the whole team, part of it would be if you defend better, your goalies are going to look better.
Yeah.
If you hang them out to dry all the time, well, you can only expect so much. I think if the team tightens things up defensively, where all of a sudden we're going to be going, wow, those goalies look pretty good. So I can see that happening.
April 17th at Cook County Saloon for the Love of 90s Country Tour, Aaron Pritchett, Bobby Wills, Clayton Bellamy, the Johnner Brothers, and Tim Hicks. I might have to buy you a couple rums if I'm in town, and we'll go to that.
Well, to get me to go to country music, yes, I'm going to need those before we get there, by the way. It's not my bag, baby.
Okay, Mooner, let's do this again soon. Very curious what happens in the next couple of days here, and then obviously in the coming weeks with the Oilers. Thanks for doing this, bud.
Sounds like a plan. Hey, Riders in Montreal. That's what you want.
We could have some rums there, too. October 12th. He'll be... Too bad it's not in the summer. There he is, voice of the Edmonton Oilers on the radio side, Cam Moon, also former Saskatoon Blade, Medicine Hat Tiger, and Nipawin Hawk. We're up against the clock here. We'll go to break. It's a Sports Cage on 620 CKRM.
March is known for its unpredictability, typically reserved to wild swings in the weather. But in 2025, those winds of change came from south of the border. I'm Doug Falconer, and this is 100 Years of CKRM. We don't have to go far into the archives for this story. It was just last year on March 4th when U.S. President Donald Trump implemented hefty tariffs that had the country and Saskatchewan on tenterhooks. It would mark the beginning of a trade war and an unpredictable relationship with our largest trading partner. Uncertainty was the only constant as deadlines and details changed repeatedly. On March 5th, Premier Scott Moe gave the provincial government's response, announcing an immediate halt to purchasing U.S.-produced alcohol by Sask Liquor and Gaming Authority and a stop to all sales of current stock. Moe also announced the prioritization of Canadian suppliers and a pause on capital projects. On March 6th, just 2 days after the tariffs went into play, Trump would amend his executive order, giving an exemption for products that comply with the terms of the Canada-U.S.-Mexico agreement. But much like the volatile coming of spring, the trade wars would march on. Read more at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com. With 100 years of CKRM, I'm Doug Falconer.
Manage your cash flow and ensure you have Co-op diesel when you need it most. Seeding is a busy time of year. You need to get the crops in the ground without delay. This spring, take advantage of Co-op's early delivery program to fill your tanks and keep your cash flowing. Purchase your Co-op diesel by April 30th. Don't pay until May 31st. With Co-op, you can get fuel now and pay later. Contact your local Co-op fuel team to book your delivery.
You know, when you talk to folks who own a tri-haul self-unloading bale mover, you hear the same thing again and again.
Once you have one, you never want to be without one.
And this one made us all smile.
In the fall, it felt like all I did was haul bales. Now I go fishing.
That's the tri-haul difference. Order by the end of March and get free delivery up to 500 kilometers. Visit trihaulbalemovers.com or call 1-800-505-9208.
Now that Volksfest is back, the phones at Volkswagen have been very busy. Volkswagen, how can I help?
1.99% financing for up to 36 months on the 7-seat Atlas, the affordable Taos, and more? You can't be serious!
We are. And don't make any payments for 90 days.
90 days? That's a lot of days!
It sure is. But Volksfest is only on until March 31st at your local Volkswagen dealer.
March 31st? I gotta go!
Don't miss our biggest deals of the season at Volksfest. Conditions apply.
Volkswagen.
Hey, Clyde, where are you getting your diesel parts from?
Well, the dealer, of course.
Are you nuts? Smoke'em Diesel can save you a ton of cash.
Smoke'em Diesel can supply you with turbos, injectors, injection pumps, anything diesel related. They don't sell junk. Construction, agriculture semi, pickup truck, and all European diesel. Find them on Facebook or call 306-545-5911 for all your diesel needs.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Reliance Heath Water Heater Rentals. Switch to Reliance today and get $200 cash back with your new water heater. Some conditions apply. Call on Reliance.
Couple of Saskatchewan teams in action in the dub today. Red Deer is in Saskatoon to take on the Blades. Swift Current home to the Calgary Hitmen in the SJ. Yeah, nice tilt in Weyburn. 7 o'clock. Yorkton is in town. Prairie Junior Hockey League playoffs. Capitals at the Pilot Butte Storm. Caps lead the best-of-7 series 3-0 at the Sixer. Regina Pats Canadians trying to mop the Saskatoon Contacts in 3. 7:30 puck drop there. Montana's Brier and St. John's Newfoundland. The Knapp foursome, 10-4 over Newfoundland Labrador. They're sitting at 3-3. It was the McEwen Sasky rink losing 9-4 to Manitoba Calvert. They're at a 5-2 record. Tonight, Knapp takes on Brad Gushu. Canadian team skating in the National League. Toronto's in New Jersey. Vancouver home to Carolina. Sportscage.com poll. Do you think that Saskatchewan will win the Brier? Vote at sportscage.com. Coming up in hour 2, Eric Francis. More talk and all your text messages on where you want to go watch the Riders play on the road this year. And we will talk more about Crazy Horse and Mount Rushmore. It's a Sports Cage. We'll be back after the news.
We are 620 CKRM, a Harvard media station. Streaming online at 620CKRM.com.
It's 4 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Tanner Wallace Scribner from the SaskToday.ca newsroom with 620 CKRM News for Bronco Plumbing and Heating, where professional service is guaranteed. They'll treat you right. 781-2090. There was an increased police presence in Balgonie after the high school there was placed on hold and secure. Earlier today, Saskatchewan RCMP received a report of an individual with a firearm in a vehicle near the Greenall High School in Balgonie. The school was placed on hold and secure, and officers from multiple units responded. Police say 2 male youths were arrested at the scene, and officers located and seized 3 BB-style long guns. No injuries have been reported, and there's no risk to public safety, according to the RCMP. Saskatchewan's opposition New Democrats are calling on the government to halt planned rate increases by SaskPower and SGI. The party is responding to a 3.9% SaskPower hike that took effect in February and a proposed 3.75% SGI increase scheduled for June. NDP critics Darcy Warrington and Elena Young say families are already struggling with rising living costs. Crown Investments Minister Jeremy Harrison says SGI operates on a not-for-profit basis and has not raised rates in more than a decade, but notes repair costs are increasing. The NDP says it plans to introduce legislation to freeze the hikes. Saskatchewan's housing market stayed tight in February, with sales slowing but supply still well below normal levels, including in Regina. The province recorded 825 sales, down 16% from last year, while new listings fell 7%. Regina saw 198 sales and only 347 active listings heading into March. Limited supply continued to push prices up, with Regina's benchmark price rising to over $336,000, a 7% jump from last year. The Saskatchewan Realtors Association says demand remains steady, but a healthier market depends on more homes becoming available this spring. Farm Credit Canada has donated $500,000 to build the Second Chance Kitchen at the Saskatchewan Food Bank, a project that will help reduce food waste and support families in need. The commercial kitchen will turn surplus food into canned and frozen meals, with plans to share extra supplies with nearby rural communities. The food bank says demand is rising, with more than 23,000 people served each month. FCC says the project will strengthen food security across Saskatchewan. The government of Saskatchewan hosted the Indigenous Business Gathering in Saskatoon today, an event that supports Indigenous participation in the economy. Now in its 5th year, the gathering connects First Nations and Métis-led businesses with partners, mentors, and investors. Indigenous-owned companies make up 5% of the private sector businesses in the province, above the national average. More than 1,100 people attended, with 153 trade booths and 13 vendors. The province says programs like the Saskatchewan Indigenous Investment Finance Corporation are helping advance economic reconciliation. That's 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sastoday.ca and 620ckrm.com.
Winter's coming. Is your home ready? At Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, they install high-efficiency brine furnaces that keep your family cozy while saving energy and money. Their professional team takes care of everything, from installation to long-term service, so your home stays warm for years to come. Call 781-2090 or visit broncoplumbing.com today. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, and Bryant, whatever it takes.
Brought to you by Next Gen Coatings. Spray coatings for truck bed liners, rocker panels, and more. Same company, new name. 1865 McCarra Street in Regina. Tonight we have light snow in the area and some areas of freezing drizzle, low down to minus 12. Tomorrow looking isolated snow showers and a high of minus 8. Tomorrow night, snow showers end, and we're going down to a low of minus 11. Friday becoming partly sunny and a high of minus 1. Saturday, sunny and warm, a high of plus 6. And Sunday, partly sunny, late day rain or snow shower, and a high of plus 6. Currently in downtown Regina, cloudy sky. We know there's light snow in the area. Downtown Regina, it's minus 13 with the wind chill. It feels like minus 23.
For 40 years, the team from Linex Regina has been protecting vehicles across Saskatchewan, and we're changing with the times. 3 generations of our family have protected your vehicles. Our business has evolved, and we're not stopping now. The next generation is here. Same family, same commitment, ready for the next generation of truck beds, rocker panels, trailers, bumpers, and running boards in all kinds of colors. Linex Regina, 1865 McCarra Street, the next generation of protective coatings.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Regina Motor Products. RMP Early Bird Tire Offer on now. Book before April 30th to save $10 on an on-rim and $20 on an off-rim tire changeover. Visit RMP today. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Back for hour 2 of the Sports Cage on this Wednesday for Regina Motor Products. Greg from the Piffles podcast. His chair is shrinking.
It's shrinking slowly.
If you're watching the stream, you can stand up. Go to a one shot, Colston, and
that's fine. I'm sad.
Let him figure out his chair situation. Greg from Piffles podcast is here. Hour 1, we talked to Cam Moon from the Edmonton Oilers. Then we started talking about road trips this season that people would like to go to watch the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And I'm going to start reading some of these after Eric Francis in a bit. And I got to tell you, we do have a Hamilton. We do have a couple Hamiltons.
About time.
More Ottawa than I thought. So then we started talking Ottawa, and the Riders are playing there right around Canada Day. So that we couldn't figure out how this all started because it's on brand for the show.
We took a left turn. Yeah.
It went a total sideways, and then the segment coming up here usually does. So I said it's around Canada Day, but the Parliament building is going through massive reconstruction, facelift, renovations. And I don't know, it's going to be a while. And I said, maybe Crazy Horse down in South Dakota will be done before the Parliament buildings. Then we started looking into the Crazy Horse sculpture in South Dakota. That thing started in 1948. Colson, you did some digging about how this guy woke up one day and said, I am going to sculpt Crazy Horse in this mountain.
I don't know if it was woke up in one day, but sure. I'm just trying to get myself on camera here too, because apparently I'm the expert on this now or something. Yeah, June 3rd, I think it was, detonated the first blast into the mountain. He worked on it until his passing in 82, and his family has kept it going since then. It's a non-profit that brings in a decent chunk of change, even though it's not completed. So
there's the loophole. It's on private land.
Yep.
It's a non-profit, and last year it generated how much?
I think it was $12.5 million.
Yeah, 12 million. I think you said.
Yeah.
Possibly Korzak Zylkowski. I think that's how you say his name.
I would guess so.
He was a genius. He figured out a way for his family to make millions and be like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to build a sculpture in that mountain over there. It's going to take like hundreds of years. We'll get some people around here, and it'll make like, it'll be a nice little tax haven, $10 to $12 million a year. You're crazy. Well, is he now? Jeez.
Crazy Horse, if you will.
And you look at it. The face is kind of done. Allegedly, part of the hand is done. Wait till they got to start doing that horse. They're gonna. Do they ever sit down and have a meeting? We got to rethink this. Can we just make it? Can we give Crazy Horse some sort of a hat? Because his hair is going to take 100 years. Secondly, the horse. Is there anything else? Can we put him on a stool, a backwards stool? Like he was sitting and talking. He was playing poker.
Well,
like he's the cool dad about to
he's
give.
Fonzie.
He's about to give advice.
Well, apparently, since the summer of 2025, they've actually started using a crane, so they might be picking up pace here.
Man, that thing's gonna like that.
That's ridiculous.
It's hard to believe that it started in '48. Greg and I both thought it started in the '90s. Nope, 1948. Crazy Horse talk, rider, road trip talk. But let's talk some hockey with Eric Francis.
Now for Inside the NHL with Eric Francis on the Sports Cage. Inside the NHL is brought to you by Sports Select. Getting in on more of the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer.
You ever been down there to Mount Rushmore, Crazy Horse area?
No. Doesn't do much for me. I don't know. I've asked that myself. Do I want to go see Mount Rushmore? I think it'd be like a 3-minute, that's cool, and then turn around.
It's like the Grand Canyon, unless you're going to hike down it.
Yeah. Listen, we're in a very interesting mode right now. I feel like Elliot Friedman on the desk looking at my phone constantly. The Calgary Flames and the Utah Mammoth looks like they've agreed to terms on a deal for Mackenzie Weegar, pending his approval, pending his waiving of his no trade clause. I just wrote a column this morning revealing for the first time that he would consider waiving his no trade clause, but he didn't really think it was actually coming. But he's got 5 years left on his contract. It's a big contract, and he's having an off year by all accounts, minus 35 or something. And I didn't think that anyone would be interested enough to really, pay what the going freight would be. But as we go, we got live, it's in a situation in flux right now. And for Flames fans, I can remind you, Tija Ginla is a member of the Utah Mammoth. And so if that's a guy who's part of the deal, boy, could that reinvigorate this fan base.
Very interesting because
I guess you got a phone call.
He just went. That's where we are. Trade deadline.
Just drops
deadline.
news and out.
He just says, "See you later, Sports Cage."
He just Batman does, I think.
I got something going on. Okay, or maybe yeah. Because he wasn't even on our radar. We've been talking about who they're going to do, what they're going to do, and they're still going to do something. And then all of a sudden, with your piece this morning on Weegar, and things are snowballing here quickly. Left field for you.
The fact that he was thinking, he said he was thinking about it and the possibility if they did ask, I don't know what I'll do. Yeah, it's a little bit, I won't say out of left field. Like, he was one of the 7 Flames that I've kind of been writing about as, a guy who's either receiving calls about him or they're shopping around. But because he's been, with all due respect, he's really had a tough year. I just thought, well, now's not the timing. Now's not when someone's going to jump in with both feet. But, he's a right shot defenseman, and they've got Hunter Brstevich and Zane Parekh are right shot defensemen. Like, they've got too many of them right now. So, maybe you cash out. And look, Utah's had they have 10 draft picks this year alone in a 7-round draft. 3 of them in the 3rd round or in the 2nd round, 1st rounder. Everyone's been wondering in the hockey world when they're going to start cashing in on all these, using them as trade chips to acquire a big name and start to really push. And, this might be a sign of that coming right now.
Because Utah, you think about back to the Phoenix Coyote days, and they were moving guys and they were grabbing picks, and they were moving guys and they were grabbing picks. So that does make a lot of sense. Speaking of trades, the Leafs are scratching some guys tonight, it sounds like. Ekman Larson, one of the notables. And then Vancouver moves Myers to Dallas. I feel Dallas pays a little bit of a hefty price for that aging defenseman.
Hey, he's got such size, though, right? And they got another year on his contract for just $1.5 million because they're going to retain half the salary. I don't mind that deal. Like, look, Jim Nill's always been a guy in Dallas who values big, heavy, just defensemen in general, right? I mean, he very much has been in the running for Rasmus Anderson and Noah Hannafin. Like, he wants that. Chris Tanev, he acquired a couple of years ago. Like, he wants established quality defensemen. He's already got a ton of them, but he wants more. So I don't mind the trade. It's a 2nd and a 4th, but like the 2nd is in what? Next year. The 4th is in 2029. Like, it's amazing to me how many general managers are now swapping out guys in 2028 and 2029. If I was a GM, knowing full well that the life cycle of a GM is not much past 2 years from whatever point you're at, I'd be trading guys in 2029, 2030 all the time because you don't care what happens to the next GM. You're just caring about your next 2 or 3 years.
It totally makes it. And prospects are such a crapshoot, but like the NFL as well, it's like you go with some guarantee a lot of times instead of a prospect. Away from the trade side of things, though, Gary Bettman was in Calgary. Did you have a chance to chat with him, break some bread, have a rum?
Yeah, we didn't have a rum. He's not a big rum drinker. That shocks you, I'm sure, but more of a milk drinker. But I had a good long chat with Gary, actually. It's I always like seeing him. Like, I've been dealing with this guy for 30 years, and I always enjoy our chats. Yesterday, very interesting day for Calgary. He comes in and basically says the new building will be the best in the world. It'll be the best building in the world when it's completed. I'm not sure if we expect him to say anything else. But when someone spends $1.2 billion on the newest arena in the world, it probably should be the best arena in the world. So very well thought out. He says it's coming along a lot faster than the pictures from the exterior would otherwise suggest. Inside, they're already building down below by the rink. They're showing the dressing room and all this. We showed it last night. So it's coming along. It'll be open in 18 months. Hard to fathom. And then about 6 months after that, the World Cup of Calgary, as I broke that story on Sunday, they're the front runner. Calgary's the front runner to host the World Cup of Hockey, and I'm stunned. I'm stunned by how little attention that story gets. I just don't think people understood what the World Cup was. That it's basically the Olympics, maybe even a better version of the Olympics because you don't have all the crappy teams in it. And it's coming to our backyard, probably. They're going to announce in 2 weeks. He acknowledged the bid, said that it was a great one and that people in this city should be proud. I've been privy to the details of the bid for a long time. I can't write a lot of them or talk about some of them, but I can tell you that this is not just going to be a hockey tournament. There's going to be a concert series. There's going to be a whole bunch of incredible activities in and around this, but it's yet to be determined if Calgary will actually get it and or if Edmonton will be part of it as well, which I very much hope it isn't.
Is it?
I love that.
Is it a split? Is it a split bid?
Yeah. So four countries will play in Europe, round robin, and then 4 countries will play in Canada or North America. And then the top 2 teams in each division move on to the playoffs, which will be in the North American site. Like they'd have to wait 3 or 4 days for the European teams to come here and get through their jet lag. But then after that, they'll play the semifinal and the final right here, theoretically in Calgary if they get the bid. And listen, here's why I think it's coming to Calgary. Not only do I know that it's the best bid by several accounts, sources tell me, but also the league likes to reward cities that invest in brand new buildings and infrastructure. They usually give them an all-star game or a draft. Well, the draft means nothing anymore because no one's there, and the all-star game is even worse. So this would be a perfect way to acknowledge all the work Murray Edwards, the owner, has done with the league and for the league. It rewards the city. Look, we host a Stampede every year. Millions of people come. We're incredible at hosting the world. We did it at the Olympics in '88. And then all that, I'll just add one last thing. With Donald Trump being in power down south of the border, I'm not going to get all political on here, but he's already been threatening to move games for FIFA out of democratic-ruled states. And like, you tell me how disruptive that would be. If I was someone organizing a major tournament, I'd stay the hell away from America for a long, long time.
And hate to get into the political side too. It looks like Bettman was kind of dancing around the fact that Russia may or may not be a part of the World Cup. So I don't think he danced around it. Like, you know, and I had reported a couple of days earlier, Bill Daly told me, here are the 7 teams. The 8th team will be either Slovakia or Russia, but we're going to leave it up to the WHL to decide Russia's stature in the hockey world. He says, and I don't actually blame him, and I don't think he's lying. That's not up to us. If they're not reinstated by the WHL, then I'm not sure the NHL can go there and invite Russia. Obviously, what's happening in the world right now with Ukraine and everything, that's what's going to dictate whether or not Russia's even considered to be allowed back in. And, you know, you got me on this show to talk about cereal and sports and not politics, but I can tell you, I don't think many people think the Ukraine situation is going to get any better anytime soon.
Outdoor, is it true, since you and Betsy, if that's what you call them, are boys, was it true that there was really talk of having an outdoor game once upon a time in Lake Louise?
Yeah.
You were wed there.
We threw that at him yesterday. That was the first time he's ever acknowledged it, because people around here have always said, like, if you're going to Lake Tahoe like they did, then surely you got to consider coming to Lake Louise. It's the most beautiful place in the world. That's where I got married, at the Chateau Lake Louise. Like that to me is the most iconic spot in our nation. Not because of my wedding, and it was because of friggin' bill I had that day. Anyway,
would you have a roast beef?
It's just so, yeah, it's so crazy good there. But he said, you know, it's a national park, so the environmentalists were clearly going to be a major problem. The federal government was going to be a problem in terms of trying to truck people and infrastructure in there. There's no infrastructure whatsoever. You probably wouldn't be able to bring many fans in either, so I'm not sure there's an economic model for it. They definitely looked into it, but unless we have another pandemic anytime soon, I just don't see it happening.
Maybe them down in Whitefish, they'll go, let's do it here. Let's screw those hippies up in Canada. We'll host one down here in the mountains.
Do it at a crazy horse.
Well,
it'd be a nice spot.
Private property.
All right, we'll leave you because I know you're working hard on trade deadlines around the corner. We get to talk again on Friday. No, seriously, what did you have at your wedding at Lake Louise? Like, what kind of spread was it?
Well, we had fondue, and then we had Alberta beef, of course, and we had
how many people?
Rum and Coke. I don't know if this is normal for, and maybe it says a lot about my friends, but we had to instruct the bartender before the party, no triples, okay? When people come for drinks, no triples. Now, that's of course not to prevent some guy from buying 4 at a time and pouring them all into one. Yeah. But that's the kind of people I hang out with, and I'm hoping that you're the kind of person that I'm going to hang out with in Vegas in a couple of weeks, my friend.
What? We just, in Saskatchewan, we got those plastic cups, and then they just pour them until you say stop. And then if you want mix in it, if you want mix, you want mix. If not, Daiboja.
You get 2 fingers.
Yeah, exactly. At least 2. All right.
2 fingers.
Get back on the. What's that? Okay.
One last thing before you kick me out. I thought it was interesting because so many people have had that debate at the Olympics about the goal overtime in the gold medal game being 3-on-3, and especially since we lost, there's a lot of people saying it's ridiculous, shouldn't be that way. He said, "Don't worry, we're doing it our way. At the World Cup, it would be 5-on-5, just like the Four Nations was. So no more of this gimmicky 3-on-3 stuff when the world's watching and it matters most."
Doesn't he have any stroke to get the Olympics to change it?
I don't even think the IOC takes his call, and he kind of made that clear when he was here. Like, that's part of why the NHL just despises doing the Olympics. This is only done because of the players.
This serious question. I've never talked to the man in my life. I know he gets crapped on a lot. I think he's brilliant. Would he be one of the smartest people when you talk to him? Do you get that vibe?
Yeah, I'll go a little further. He gets that vibe. He wants you to know he's the smartest guy in every room. He is the smartest. That's okay. Yeah, he is. He's brilliant. And we can talk about this later because I know you're trying to kick me out the door here, and I got to go chase these rumors. But I've always thought it's absolutely asinine, especially in Canada, that Gary Bettman is booed when he comes out at the Stanley Cup final. Like, he has done more to save hockey in Canada and more for hockey in Canada than anyone ever could have. And it's insane. And he's grown the game quite well. I guess he's just not a likable guy, and it's just a fashionable thing to boo him no matter what city when he comes out to give away the cup. It's just a tradition now. But it's ridiculous because he doesn't deserve that.
Well, and I think that's the magic of the man, if you want to put it that way. He's accepted the heel role. He knows he's the bad guy, and he's okay with it.
Yeah. And we could have the argument, the NHL hasn't quite grown the way the NFL has or NBA has. But it's grown, obviously exponentially, and it's catching up quickly. So kudos to him.
I'm just pulling up the menu at the Lake Louise Chateau Bar. How much a triple would cost? It ain't pretty.
Well, it's a Fairmont property, yeah. So it was ridiculous. When they handed us the bill at the end, they're like, "Yeah, we didn't. You had 90 people at your party. We did not foresee a bill this high for the bar." And I kept trying to tell them, "Look, I tried to warn you that this would happen." Anyway, I'm not friends with a lot of people that were at my wedding now because of it. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It was worth every penny of it. And thank God I got married 20 years ago, because the prices now compared to 20 years ago, they were steep then, but now they're just ridiculous. What do you see in there? What's on the menu now?
Is it cash, check, or firstborn? What is it?
Well, the liquor, I can't find the liquor ones, but just to give people a taste, the truffle and white bean soup appetizer, a vegetarian piece, will run you $25 for a bowl of soup.
Oh God.
I know.
Yeah, Hey, but it's an iconic place. You want a truffle bean soup in the middle of heaven, it's going to cost you 25 beans, baby.
No, I go with a ramen noodle in my room if there's a microwave, and I'll bring a Mickey to the. That's the kind of friend I am. That's the kind of friend I am. Even if it's an open bar, I'll sneak in a Mickey.
And you'll beg them to make nachos, even though it's not on the menu.
Yeah,
you'll bring your own chips.
Oh, if I have a microwave in my room, I'll make my own nachos in my room. I'm not above that. You'll find out in Vegas, man. I'm not above any of this stuff.
I'm so terrified what's going to happen in Vegas between when I visit. You're going to be like screaming at the guy, "Look, I want a microwave brought up to room 205 right now." Good Lord.
You got it. Okay, we'll talk on Friday. Have a good one.
Cheers.
See ya.
Bye.
NHL insider Eric Francis is brought to you by Sports Select. Make your picks online. Generate a QR code. Go to your Lotto Spot retailer. Scan away. Every bet is 100% legal. Chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select must be 18 plus to play. Lotto Lawrence is coming up in hour 3. For Sprinkle of the Day, we're going to dive in to a lot of little things on Sports Select that Lawrence wants to chat about there as well. We'll go to break. We'll come back. Lots of text messages on CFL road trips. Everyone wants to win the Rider toque and wool hat that we're giving away today. Have you ever been to the Lake Louise area?
Yes, years ago. But
We went skating. We didn't go into the hotel. We just went for a quick twirl outside. Definitely a beautiful place, but looks a little pricey when you look at the old menu. Though a 16-ounce ribeye is $85. It's kind of going rate.
Yeah, it pretty much is. Yeah.
For right now, but usually, what's it called when you go to a restaurant and they don't have the price? It's like based on what's it called? We'll go to break. We'll come back. Somebody's going to text in. They know it. Not rack rate, but they call it something. They don't give you the price. This is Sportscage. We'll be right back on 620 CKRM.
Get it hot, get it fast, Western Pizza.
Been a long day. Your feet hurt, your brain is fried, and now supper? You're staring into the fridge, contemplating your options, but your energy says, let's just not. Now imagine golden, crispy pizza loaded with all the Greek favorites. Feta, olives, tangy tomato sauce, fresh veggies, and melted mozzarella. Every bite is like a Mediterranean vacation for your taste buds, and you didn't lift a finger. Western Pizza. Dine in or take out today.
Get it hot, get it fast, Western Pizza.
What's going on in the markets? When is the right time to invest? What should you do with your money today? When Margaret had questions, she talked to Brian Golly.
He's very personable, professional, and keeps you confident in what he's doing.
Don't guess with your money this RRSP season. Call Brian Golly at Smart Investing Solutions, 546-2533.
I would not hesitate to recommend him to friend, relative, or anybody else.
Sask Lotteries has over 50 years of winning behind us. And you know what that means? Lots of winning numbers. Numbers like over 1,200 organizations funded and 12,000 plus groups supported. $6 million given away annually in community grants. And the winningest number of all? $1.4 billion given back to the people of Saskatchewan through sport, culture, and recreation. And we're just getting started. Learn more at sasklotteries.ca.
The Sportscage Clutch Performer, brought to you by Kellen Solar. 35 years of experience, moving water from a dugout or well without electricity. Visit kellensolar.com to find out more about your livestock operation.
Mine are pretty. The first one's pretty simple. Last night in the Western Hockey League, somehow, some way, the Red Deer Rebels beat the Prince Albert Raiders 4-3. Every point's important to Red Deer, and it was Matthew Condro in net, making 45 saves for the Red Deer Rebels. But then also Moose Jaw Warriors, clutch. They pick up a big 2 points, a win at home against Calgary. I'll start there.
I got Tom Kim from the Top Golf League. His hole in one. I don't know where I am anymore. Which camera am I on?
Oh, yeah.
Like, amazing shot.
And they needed this to make the playoffs or something. This is Tiger Woods' team. Doesn't Tiger knock someone?
Oh, yeah. Tiger loses his mind.
Oh, yeah, right there. There he is.
I'm becoming a fan of Top Golf League. It's fun. It's a fun watch.
And that was the second ever hole-in-one, I think, right?
Because that happened like 2-3 weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shepley, wasn't it? You got the first one?
I think so.
You played at the Elk Ridge tournament a couple years ago. I saw him eating chicken fingers in the Elk Ridge restaurant, sorry.
Yeah. Going to women's NCAA hockey, Tia Chon of UConn. It's an absolute robbery here to keep them in the lead.
A brick wall chant, as they call it.
Here we go.
She's got a bit of a fan club back there.
Blocks there. Diving, glove.
Ooh, and they cleared right across the crease. That's tough to tell if that was in or not. Yeah, that's a nice.
Yeah, and this is in the East semifinal. So.
And you have a non-clutch performer? Is that correct?
Yeah. So, what was it? 2 weeks ago when we talked about the power pole that got snagged?
Yes, for copper.
Yeah, kind of in line with that. Not as crazy as snagging a live power pole, but at the Paralympics, they discovered that 2 curling rocks have been stolen.
I read this.
Yeah.
At the Paralympics, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But like, one, why are you stealing curling rocks?
How do you sneak out with those?
Yeah. Like they're hefty.
Late at night? No, right?
Could be.
Or
but
are you brazen enough to do it midday?
So you can say they have the stones to do it?
Morning. Welcome to the morning show. Slapstick and Moondog. Yeah, or would you just walk out and just say, "Oh, we're gonna go fix these or replace these."
We gotta go sand these down.
But you can't really run fast with those things. They're heavy.
Yeah, and the only place that you get Olympic curling stones is that tiny island north of Scotland, or off the coast of Scotland. Like, they only come from that one island.
Yeah.
So you can't just walk out and be like, "Oh yeah, we're just going to fix these." Not the Olympic ones. Maybe down at the Cali. I don't know what their quality is, but still.
Huh.
Yeah. The competition is supposed to start this evening in Italy, so I guess about now.
Yeah, what do you... well, it's a conundrum.
Start pulling stones.
Yeah. We need a hot shot. We need a couple of stones from the Turin Curling Club. Clutch Performer is brought to you by Keln Solar in Lumsden, Saskatchewan. If you're thinking of saving some money and putting solar on your house, cabin, farm, whatever, you can give them a call. They're starting to quote out, get out, and get it done for you this spring. Keln Solar, you can find them online. Okay, back to our question at hand today. Because, and I know a lot of people were kind of halfway done the show here now. It started, Greg from the Piffles podcast, I brought him in because you guys are striking early and 70% allegedly sold out your Labor Day rematch trip. Floor is yours. You got 30 seconds to sell this thing.
It's the Banjo Bowl bus invasion. We're heading out to Winnipeg, 2-day trip, September 11th, come back on the 13th, stopping in Brandon on the way there. Mooseman at the Red Barn on the way back. Got tickets to the Banjo Bowl. Got your 2 nights hotel. Hell of a time.
Some sort of Sandman? Is that what you said?
Staying at the Sandman. Oh, I forgot to mention though. Anyone who buys a ticket also gets their name entered in for an autographed George Reed framed jersey.
Really?
Yes.
So that led to me being curious and wondering, Rider fans this year, and I found we do have one of these toques left if you're watching the stream. Very nice. Obsidian green Rider toque. It's not used. It's got the tag on it. We're going to give that away to everyone who's texting in that's leaving their name and number. And I was like, where would people want to go watch the Riders this year? Looking at the schedule. Travis, I'm going to go through these as best I can, the ones with names once it loads. Already planning Riders in Ottawa, July 3rd. Might be early. Go for Canada Day. Only 2 more stadiums, and I've been to all of them. Hamilton and Montreal are left. Oh, so a couple. You said Hamilton, right? A little sneaky.
It's a sneaky good one. You're not far from Toronto for one, and the atmosphere.
Niagara Falls too.
Yeah, and I guess I can't call it the Donut Box anymore. It's just the Hamilton football stadium now.
No naming rights.
Yeah,
up for grabs.
Yeah, it's still up for grabs. It's been a full season. But, the fans are basically the East versions of the Rider fans. They're nuts.
I would go. I'd like to go to Hamilton for the atmosphere, for that. Captain Harvey and his wife most likely go to Edmonton or Calgary, but go to Regina all the games. Because they're in the Battlefords, so it is a hike. CJ, got to go to Hamilton to watch the Riders. Working man's, working woman's town, just like Saskatchewan. So there you go. CJ is on board.
Oh yeah, they have parking on people's lawns and everything. Same as here. Same as here.
There was a recent fire at McMahon Stadium. Hopefully they threw all the outdoor biffies into the blaze. They got some serious work to do before the green and white and fans arrive in mid-November. That's James and Regina being always positive about the Grey Cup being there. Yeah, did you see that fire?
Oh, of course I did. We made fun of it on the pod the other night.
How about Calgary? No name on this one. How about Calgary November 14th? Yeah. I get. I'd love it. The good thing about the Grey Cup in Calgary, too, weather, who knows?
100 in Calgary, yeah, 100%.
We were talking to Jay McNeil on the show last week, and I was like, yeah, you got nothing. Blake says, I'm in BC, so I would enjoy a CFL road trip to Regina to see the Riders play. All right, Blake, make that happen. Come, man, I don't know.
That's what Barney says. I know who that is. Stay away from me, Blake.
If I look at the schedule, obviously the Labor Day game would be a good one, but that Saturday, August 15th, Blake, Hamilton, or no, Saskatchewan's at Hamilton. Ottawa, August 7th. There's another good one, a nice summer game. Roscoe says, went on a ski trip to Louise, had the bus driver give me and 3 gals a ride to the chateau, to the lounge, great times. Ended up marrying one of them.
There's a trip for you.
Then the other thing we were talking about today, Prairie Land Rental, 600 Albert Street, you get to deal with the owner, is we started talking about Crazy Horse. And it was because the Parliament buildings are under construction, and that in South Dakota, and the monument that is being constructed, carved, what's the proper term that they use for that?
Carved, I don't know.
Is it a sculpted, carved? Because there's dynamite and they're
control blasted.
Mountain carving monument.
There you go.
Mountain carving monument. And then we went down the rabbit hole. They started it in 1948. Greg and I thought they started in the early 90s.
100% did.
And if you look at it, you see what the finished product, what they want it to look like. I don't even know if my kids will be alive to see this thing done. It's going to be a while. We found out that it's on private property. It's not for profit. Wink, wink. Endeavor that last year brought in $12 million US. Family smart. I still want to go see it. How far is it from Mount Rushmore?
It's pretty close.
Yeah, it's pretty close. That I do know.
30 miles, 30 kilometers,
something like that. Hold on.
Jeffrey on the YouTube chat, he's down, going down the Crazy Horse Memorial rabbit hole as well. He says it's all private funded.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why it's taking so long, because they're not accepting any government funding.
Does the government want to give funding for this?
Good question.
And you look at the detail that's got to be done, and the finish. The horse is and the face was one thing, but the horse and Crazy Horse's salad, his hair, that's going to take a long time. They might have to rethink some of this.
It's like a half-hour drive from Mount Rushmore.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, 16 miles.
I could be down with that. 936-6262. Let us know if you want to win the Rider Obsidian Green Toque. If there was a game this year, when you look at the Rider schedule, where would you want to go watch them play? Is it that July 3rd game in Ottawa? Number of people liking BC, late August. The Banjo Bowl, the Labor Day rematch in Winnipeg, September 12th. See, that's a big game, too. That's a good one to go to.
That's a huge game.
If it means a lot, points-wise. Mine is October 12th. Saskatchewan at Montreal. Thanksgiving. It's my anniversary. Maybe could convince Mrs. S to go to Montreal. A couple nice meals. She likes wine. It's a big wine place. Let us know. 936-6262. It's the Sports Cage. We are streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com and on 620 CKRM.
To celebrate CKRM's 100th anniversary, we're honoring the icons who helped shape this station into what it is today. Our next 620 CKRM icon inductee, Lorne Harrison. Here's a behind the mic moment with Lorne Harrison.
And I was never successfully sued. Never in all that time. Mind you, I didn't try to push my luck that far. There are some open liners who've had a long list of lawsuits, you know. I had one or two times when it was threatened, and I was served with notice. One in particular, I had a professor from the university on with me, and he said some things about the faculty that really irked them, and they threatened to sue us, and wanted an apology. And our lawyer suggested, no, let the person who said those things apologize, not the radio station or you. So that was about as close as it got. But again, I want to emphasize this. I tried to be responsible about that. I mean, you can be stupid and do things, well, there were things that we did that many people may have thought were stupid, but no, we tried to play by the rules.
To hear the full extended interview, visit our 100th year page at 620ckrm.com or sasktoday.ca.
Canada's Conservatives have put forward a bill that will unlock our nation's true potential by rewarding those who build and invest in Canada. The Canadian Sovereignty Act introduces measures such as the Canada First Reinvestment Tax Cut to eliminate capital gains tax on reinvestments in Canada, ensuring that money stays here and builds our great economy. My name is Warren Steinley, your Conservative Member of Parliament for Regina Luban, and I will always be on Saskatchewan's side.
Paid ad by Warren Steinley.
The Early Bird Spring Sale is on now at Extreme Hockey and Sport. The entire store is 15 to 25% off. Brands like Yeti, CCM, Bauer, all clothing and apparel. If it's in stock, it's on sale, and it must go to make room for new product. All purchases in February qualify for a custom Yeti summer package valued at $5,000. Locally owned, community-focused Extreme Hockey and Sport, 1425 McIntyre Street, conveniently located at the Cooperator Center, and online at extremehockey.net.
The auction calendar is stacked at Ritchie Brothers, and an exciting Regina Unreserved auction is happening March 24th. Visit the Ritchie Brothers website or Regina location to view a wide variety of used equipment from top brand manufacturers. You won't want to miss this great opportunity. Head to rbauction.com/Regina to sign up and be ready for the auction. Again, that's rbauction.com/Regina.
10, that's 12-5.
When you play Sports Select, you're part of more than the game. You're backing over 12,000 sport, culture, and recreation groups across Saskatchewan funded through Sask Lotteries. So go ahead, make your picks at sportselect.com, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Every play is 100% legal, and every ticket supports your community. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly.
Sportscage is live streaming from our Century Studios in downtown Regina. Watch now at sportscage.com and our YouTube channel. Be part of the show by texting 306-936-6262. 620 CKRM.
All right. Just reading some of these texts here that I'm getting. Rhonda DJ said Hamilton would be a great place to go watch the Riders play. Okay, I get. I don't stay there. No.
It depends. On,
maybe it's nice. I don't know. I live in Regina. Who am I to talk?
It depends on what you want. If you're there for the game, I think the in-game experience would be a lot better in Hamilton than to go to Toronto.
Oh, for sure.
One thing the CFL kind of lost it in this year's schedule is there's no way to do that Eastern Road swing. Because a few years ago, Alex and Steve went and they hit, it was Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa. Obviously, the Riders were out there. The other game that was being played that week was Hamilton and Winnipeg. It was in Winnipeg. If it was in Hamilton, they could have hit all four stadiums in one weekend.
Gee, really?
Yeah. But there's we every year we look for that east road swing, and we always say we're going to do it. And this year there's absolutely no way to even do. I mean, you might be able to get 2 in, not even 3.
BC, Friday, September 25th. That's one that we haven't been talking about. We've been talking about Saskatchewan at BC, October 23rd. September 25th. Is that rainy season yet in BC? Now that tourist season's done.
Tourist season's done.
How about that one on the list?
And that one could be a fight for first place. That's BC and Saskatchewan right there.
That could be a good roadie. Woke up today. Oof. I talked about this in hour 1, and people that have migraines and consistently and headaches, I don't know how you do it. It's I woke up, I had to be in a dark room, the nastiest headache, and it's just, I don't know, maybe it's part of getting older. Change of temperature sometimes, doesn't that trigger headaches, or isn't that what people say? Or is that
I know
is
it's a
that
killer
bones?
on my knee, but I don't know about.
Okay, maybe I'm mixed up. But then I talked about it earlier. It's like when you're younger and people are like, I got a migraine. It's like, come on. Or people would say, my sciatic's acting up. You're like, whatever. Or they say, my gout. And I remember gout, a bad one. And it's like, geez, as if you're just because your toe hurts, you can't play or you can't do this. And then you get older. And then you find out. And then you're like, oh, man, I had no idea what I'm talking about when I'm younger. But one thing, today when I was squinting and this popped up, on this day, while filming Wagons East in the Mexican city of Durango, Canadian actor and comedian John Candy suffered a heart attack in his sleep and died at the age of 43.
Yeah. I mean, you said Wagons East, I knew exactly where you're going with this.
43. Colson, do you know who John Candy is? How about that? Yeah, you do? Okay.
Yes.
Man, like, so young. And a lot's been made about, like, how just entertaining he was and just seemed like a nice guy. But lived hard, party hard, worked hard, did all that. But 43.
Yeah, I'm older than he is now. That I never even thought of that till now. It's just, and he was such an entertainer. Like, I even like the SCTV days were amazing.
See, I'm not a big SCTV fan. I'll admit that. But what movie-wise, favorite John Candy movie?
Great Outdoors.
That's a good one. That'd be mine. Can I use John Candy movie? Can I use Home Alone? When he's
I used to get thought about saying that. Oh, and he's Polka King.
The Polka King of the Midwest.
Yeah.
Gus Polinski.
Was it Gus? There might be.
Oh, I gotta look it up. From Sheboygan, or they're really big in Sheboygan.
Yeah.
Polka. Dimash Divi Polka.
Him and O'Hara on that.
Yeah. What was John Candy in Home Alone? Gus Polinski. Polka King of the Midwest.
There you go.
Memorable cameo, Home Alone. Yeah, so it wasn't like the Kenosha Kickers. That's what it is. We went to a game in Green Bay, and Buddy and I were driving by it, and there was I think the one town said Kenosha, and I'm like, oh, home of the Kenosha Kickers. And he looked at me from left field, so I played the clip, and by the end of the show, it was like, yeah, polka. They're great outdoors.
Plane, Trains, and Automobiles.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Uncle Buck's
good.
Cool Runnings.
Oh, I forgot Cool Runnings.
Oh, right.
That is such a fun movie as a kid. Who was Harry Crumb? Jeffrey just brought in here.
Yeah.
Actually, if you haven't seen it, the documentary on, I think it's on Crave, or at least it's on.
I haven't.
I Like Me.
Yeah.
No, the John Candy documentary.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It just came out this past year. It's awesome. It's on Prime. Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. Highly recommend it. It's really good.
43.
What the?
And NHL trades as we watch things, and maybe you're driving and paying attention. So Tyler Myers gone from the Vancouver Canucks to the Dallas Stars. It sounds like we had Eric Francis on about 45 minutes ago. It sounds like Mackenzie Weegar is heading to Utah. Other reports online are saying Flames fans don't get excited about Tija Ginla coming the other way. So waiting to see what goes on with that one. There's rumors of Colin Parenko going to Buffalo from the St. Louis Blues. Braden Shen looks to be maybe on the move from St. Louis. We had Cam Moon on, voice of the Edmonton Oilers, in hour number 1, and he was like, don't know. And then I said, what about the Binnington to the Edmonton Oilers rumor? He's like, I don't think we're making it.
He put water on that one really fast.
Yeah, he did. He says, I don't think we're making any move in goal. Bobby McMahon, Scott Laughlin, and it looked like Oliver Ekman-Larsson are being held out of the Toronto Maple Leafs game tonight. So those guys probably on the move as well. The trade deadline's coming up on Friday. Let's go to break. While we go to break, if you want to go to the Regina Pats game Friday night against Lethbridge here in Regina, just got handed to me, 2 tickets, 936-6262. Call. If you haven't won anything in the last 30 days, Colson will take that call. Caller number 1, you got to let us know your favorite John Candy movie. It's a Sports Cage. We'll be right back.
Winter in Saskatchewan tests everything, our patience, vehicles, and sometimes our bumpers. From icy parking lot dings to serious highway mishaps, choosing local matters. At Regina Motor Products Collision Center, we're Saskatchewan owned, run, and we drive these roads too. An SGI accredited full-service collision center working on all makes and models. Submit your SGI claim and book your appraisal. It's easy. When you need repairs you can trust, it's neighbors helping neighbors. Regina Motor Products Collision Center, south at Highways 1 and 6 Albert Street. RMPChevrolet.com.
Oh, hey, Cal. Oh, why are you No, wait, never mind. How are you sitting cross-legged?
It's called yoga, straight guy. Now, grab a mat and join me. I'll show you some poses.
Cal, are you doing yoga in jeans?
Well, these jeans from Cowtown are so comfortable, you can do yoga in them. Now, see if you can do this pose. It's called the standing tree.
But you're just standing there.
Exactly. Now, don't forget to breathe. Now, try this one. It's called the staring cow.
Cal, all you're doing is staring at me.
Well, if you keep practicing, you can maybe be just as good as me.
No, I'm not feeling anything, Cal.
You're just not trying hard enough. Now, try this one. It's called the downward facing cow.
Nope, I'm out of here.
In town, out of town, for the best in Western wear, it's gotta be Cowtown. With over 7,000 pairs of jeans in stock. Comfortable, reliable, and work-ready clothing. For indoors and outdoors. In-store and at Cowtown Canada on Facebook.
Straight guy, you still there? I need some help.
I'm not going in there.
Got my left hoof caught in my right ear tag. Straight guy.
Winter driving is easy, unless you want to stop, or start, or turn a corner. On snow and ice, that takes the right tires. And the right tires are at Quality Tire. Winter tires give you the grip you need to brake faster, handle better, and stay in control when the roads don't cooperate. Don't leave your safety to all-season guesswork. Get ready for real winter driving at Quality Tire, trusted for the road ahead, with 9 locations across Saskatchewan.
QualityTire.ca. Are you overwhelmed by debt and getting non-stop calls from creditors? It can feel like there's no escape. Debt doesn't have to be a life sentence. A single call can turn things around. My name is Jasmine Brown. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO right here in Regina. I can help you become debt-free with a solution just for you. Let's put an end to those calls from creditors together. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to discover your debt-free future.
Back to our regular spot, Pump Jacks Cathedral.
You know, I thought Pump Jacks was a kind of boot polish till last month.
What are you getting?
Kerwin's crispy ribs and a cold pint of local craft. Crispy, meaty, beautiful.
You had me a meaty.
Plus, we got live music on the weekends, big screens. This place is basically my second marriage.
And way cheaper than the first.
On the corner of Albert and 13th, Pump Jacks Cathedral Saloon and Steakhouse. Come early, stay late. The place where friends meet.
It's time for the Sports Ticker.
For Extreme Hockey and Sport, home of the price match guarantee, 2 locations in Regina and now in Moose Jaw. Let's get going with some Western Hockey League tonight. Saskatchewan teams, Saskatoon Blades trying to do the Pats a solid and beat the Red Deer Rebels, who are visiting 7 p.m. out at Sask Place. Swift Current Broncos are home to the Calgary Hitmen SJ. Nice one in Weyburn. Red Wings welcome the Yorkton Terriers. Prairie Junior Hockey League playoffs, Regina Capitals at the Pilot Butte Storm, 8 p.m. U18 AAA Midget. A chance for the Regina Pats Canadians to move on to the next round with a sweep of the Saskatoon Contacts, 7:30 at the Cooperator Center. Bantam AA playoff starting. The Prairie Storm, number 1 seed in the South, taking on the Regina Aces out in Balgony. The Regina Monarchs travel into Swift Current. At the Briar, Knapp 10-4 over Newfoundland. Labrador earlier. The Knapp foursome's now 3-3. McEwen drops 9-4 to the Manitoba Calvert foursome. They're at 5-2. Knapp will play tonight against Brad Gushu. National Hockey League Canadian teams, Toronto with those guys sitting out in New Jersey, and Vancouver without Myers in the lineup. He's got traded to Dallas. They welcome Carolina. It's for Extreme Hockey and Sport. 20% off right now. Early spring sale. I was in there today. Picked up a twig. 20% off Extreme Hockey and Sport. McIntyre Street, Cooperator Center in Regina, and now at the Temple Garden Center in Moose Jaw. Hour 3 coming up. Lotto Lawrence is going to be a Naim Cardinal, the Indigenous Sports Spotlight, and we're going to hear from one of the local athletes going to the CFL Combine. It's a Sportscage. We'll be back after the news.
We are 620 CKRM, a Harvard media station, broadcasting live from downtown Regina.
Good evening, I'm Tanner Wallace-Scribner from the SaskToday.ca newsroom with 620 CKRM News. For Echo Sound in Fort Capel. Stay connected with a new cell phone from Echo Sound. Call 306-332-6711 and brought to you by the Capital Automotive Group. Capital's 100K giveaway is back. See capital100k.ca for more information. The Saskatchewan RCMP made multiple arrests after police seized BB-style long guns at a high school in Balgony that resulted in the school going into a hold and secure. Jillian McLaren, inspector with the Saskatchewan RCMP South District, said that earlier today, RCMP received a report from a person passing by the school on Highway 1 who saw an individual with a long-barreled firearm outside a vehicle's passenger window.
Officers arrested 2 male youth in the school at approximately 11:30 a.m. We are not able to identify them or provide any additional information as per the Youth Criminal Justice Act.
McLaren adds that the investigation remains ongoing. Opposition politicians say Saskatchewan residents are being squeezed by Crown Corporation rate increases. The NDP points to a recent SaskPower rate hike and a proposed SGI increase, arguing the moves come during a cost of living crisis. Crown Investments Minister Jeremy Harrison told the legislature that SGI maintains the lowest average personal auto insurance rates in Canada and operates without profit. He says rising vehicle repair costs are driving the proposed adjustment. The NDP says it will table legislation aimed at stopping the increase, urging government members to consider affordability concerns raised by their constituents. Housing supply across Saskatchewan remained tight in February, leading to slower sales and rising prices, especially in Regina. The province saw 825 sales, slightly below long-term trends, while new listings dropped 7%. Regina reported 198 sales and just 347 active listings at month's end, with many homes already conditionally sold. The city's benchmark price climbed to $336,400, up 7% from last year. The Saskatchewan Realtors Association says the spring market will depend heavily on whether more listings appear to meet steady buyer demand. A $5,000 donation from Farm Credit Canada will fully fund the new Second Chance Kitchen at the Saskatoon Food Bank. The kitchen will process extra donated food through canning and freezing so more meals reach families facing food insecurity. Demand for help continues to grow, with the food bank serving about 23,000 people each month. The organization rescued 1.6 million kilograms of food last year, and the new kitchen will expand that work. FCC says that the project will support communities across Saskatchewan. That's 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sastoday.ca and 620CKRM.com.
Capital's 100K giveaway is back for 2026. The Capital Automotive Group is giving away $100,000 in cash and prizes with no strings attached. We're proud to be part of communities across Western Canada, and we know it's those communities that allow us to exist. So every once in a while, once a year to be exact, we're going to say thanks by giving away $100,000 in cash and prizes. To learn more and enter to win, check out capital100k.ca. Capital's 100K giveaway. Do not miss it.
Picture this. You sit down to watch TV and suddenly your screen freezes harder than a triple axle. If you're ready for a smoother routine, Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has a better idea. Max TV Stream. More streaming, less buffering. A performance that actually sticks the landing. And while you're at it, glide into fast SaskTel internet and cell phone packages that are balanced, reliable, and make sense for your household. Smart entertainment, smart connectivity. Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer in Fort Qu'Appelle. EchoSound.ca.
Brought to you by Next Gen Coatings. Spray coatings for truck bed liners, rocker panels, and more. Same company, new name. 1865 McCarra Street in Regina.
Periods of light snow through the night. Generally a couple of centimeters across most of the region. The wind has been a bit strong at times, and it will remain in the 15 to 30 range, though it backs off a little bit through the night and especially into the day on Thursday. Also backing off the snow, just some flurries, though they increase again toward day's end. -12 overnight, up to -8 through the day. A cooler day at -11 for the low Thursday night. Not much drop-off, not much more snow, but a few centimeters in the evening are possible. The wind turns around, picks back up from the northwest this time, 15 to 25. A few higher gusts for the afternoon on Friday. Temperatures climb to -1. Cloud cover starts off the day. Sunshine breaks through by midday, mostly sunny by day's end Friday. And then a pretty mild weekend is setting up. Partly sunny sky on Saturday, getting up to around 6, and partly sunny on Sunday as well. Just a chance for a couple of flurries or sprinkles late to the day 4. More significant precipitation holds off until Monday, and steadier snow likely then. With your 620 CKRM weather forecast, I'm Precision Weather meteorologist Phil Spivak.
For 40 years, the team from Line-X Regina has been protecting vehicles across Saskatchewan, and we're changing with the times. 3 generations of our family have protected your vehicles. Our business has evolved, and we're not stopping now. The next generation is here. Same family, same commitment, ready for the next generation of truck beds, rocker panels, trailers, bumpers, and running boards in all kinds of colors. Line-X Regina, 1865 McCarra Street, the next generation of protective coatings.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Regina Motor Products. RMP Early Bird Tire Offer on now. Book before April 30th to save $10 on an on-rim and $20 on an off-rim tire changeover. Visit RMP today. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
One more hour of the show on this Wednesday for good folks at Regina Motor Products. Greg from the Piffles podcast is with me, co-hosting today. Man, we've gone down it's the beauty of it. We went left, then right, and then U-turn and back the other way. If you missed any of it, it's always available in podcast form after, or you can go back on YouTube and watch it because we do stream it through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com. We started talking about the Piffles podcast, Banjo Bowl, Labor Day rematch bus that you guys are doing, and you got it out early. And it's 70% sold out. So if people want to get on it, they can message you guys and find you in socials. But then we started going, well, what about the other road games for the Riders? And we've been asking people throughout the program, and people are letting us know at Prairieland, on the Prairieland Rentals text line at 936-6262. Ottawa, a popular choice so far on the text line, a July 3rd game. That is right around Canada Day. We'll get to the Parliament thing here in a second, but let's stay on task before we go sideways again. Then the one that I thought, and it's actually hasn't been the most popular by any means, I think it'd be probably third, is the October 12th game in Montreal. Late fall, Montreal. The only time I've ever been there was late September. It was really nice. Beautiful. BC. They play in BC twice. August 23rd, which this is another reason why I sound old. Too touristy for me. August 20th. I would take the BC game Friday, September 25th. And then, surprisingly, Hamilton. Just for the atmosphere, like you talked about, for people that want to go watch, be in the atmosphere, I guess.
Yeah.
And you're close to Toronto. You're close to Niagara. Probably hang out. It would be great, though, like you said, if you could hit a few games.
No, have you noticed one that has not been said that really surprises me?
Toronto?
No.
No one said Toronto.
Because we're not going this year.
Because FIFA. Because of FIFA. So that's not the one I'm talking about. There's actually a game on the board, August 1st. Edmonton. No one has brought up Edmonton yet.
Except for Cam Moon.
We
had him on in hour one, voice of the Edmonton Oilers.
He lives there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a long weekend, too.
Yeah.
I would, personally, just me, I'd take a game in Winnipeg over Edmonton for atmosphere purposes.
I think so, too. That's the worst part about playing Commonwealth. Even if you have a decent-sized crowd, it doesn't look like that big a crowd.
Exactly. If you want to let us know, 936-6262, leave your name and number, and you get a chance to win this if you're watching the stream. This Obsidian Green Rough Rider toque, brand new. We Darlene. As I pull up the text line here as it loads, usually takes a while. Never been to a Rider game. I'd like to see them play September 25th in the Maritimes exhibition game ? Lot to unpack there.
That's the BC game. I don't think they'd take Saskatchewan and BC to the Maritimes, but.
There's definitely no touchdown Pacific or Atlantic this year.
Yeah, because we've got the Kelowna games
World
for
Cup
BC already and World Cup stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to take a run at this Jeffrey guy in Calgary. He's out of control. James and Jeffrey, we might throw down. Sportscage sponsored sanctioned tilt between two of our listeners. Fun. Headache can also be a sign of high blood pressure. Some people, when their blood pressure goes up, they'll get a headache.
There you go.
Thank you very much, unknown person that texted in, because I woke up today with a massive headache, and right away I start thinking of my one sister who gets migraines and everyone else in my life that always would say they have migraines, so they had to miss work. And when you're younger, you go, a headache. But as you get older and you start to find out about ailments and what they really are, you start to understand. I said it about sciatica, and then I got sciatica and was like, are you know what, me? This is annoying. Cut this out. Give me new hips and buttocks, and then gout. Have you ever had it?
No. You're telling me a bunch of ailments that I'm going like, how old are you?
It's been a lot.
What is the age gap here?
A lot of hard miles on this frame. That's why. But yeah, maybe the high blood pressure thing would make sense. I am going to the doctor on Friday just to make sure the ticker's okay, and I need an ultrasound. Does anyone have an ultrasound at home? I don't want to have to wait weeks and months. I'm not asking for an MRI. I need an ultrasound. Find out if I got a tear in my arm. Speaking of this, is this thing done? Coulson, I'm sure you've been following this. I took a picture of it.
Crazy Horse? No, we've been over that.
Are they done moving that house? That log
log cabin that was.
I saw the picture of it. Much like our talk about Crazy Horse, sculpture down in South Dakota that started in 1948 that's not going to be done anytime soon. I'm like, wow, what an undertaking to move this thing. Like, it is not your basic cookie cutter house. There's a number of different moves to it. Again, questions. Why? Is it, like, what's that cost?
It's a full-on, like, log cabin, and they're moving it in 2 parts.
It doesn't look like a log cabin, man. It looks like a house. It looks like a house that you would see, like, in an old Western. Little House on the Prairie. But I'm dumbfounded. Is it done, though? Or are they...
I don't think so. I have to
What's that cost? Ballpark. 200K? 150K?
I don't know.
Again, who woke up one day and said, let's move this thing, or let's get that moved. It's very nice.
And the worst, not the worst thing. Actually, it's funny. This came up in a conversation I was having with a guy I work with. He moved his house from some small town to acreage north of Saskatoon, and he's like, yeah, we were only allowed to like take certain roads because power lines. Like you don't even think about it. Like they had to go the long way when they brought this house around.
As of 9:43 this morning.
Stuck.
We got chair issues in the Sportscage studio.
As of 9:43 this morning, Highway Hotline posted that they had just made it past Highway 1. And I forget the route they were taking. But
that's kind of the picture that the screenshot that I took here. It's right around then too. Because I was fascinated. I once got behind. I got a picture. It was one of my first ever pictures with, I think, my iPhone. I was playing golf at Deer Valley, and I was behind a flatbed. They were moving one of those houses from that were sliding at Deer Valley, and it was fair size. And I'm just like, how did they do? Very smart people.
As a former oil guy that used to have to travel Highway 63 from Edmonton to Fort McMurray.
No.
There's a lot of big stuff that gets put down those roads, and nothing surprises me anymore.
Anyone have an update or picture? 936-6262.
So
how's the house move going?
If it just crossed Highway 1, 9 a.m. this morning, they were crossing it around St. Joseph's, which is out past Balgony. So they could be somewhere north of Regina right now. If you take Highway 6 straight up, and then I think that's 734, it should be on that. If it's past that, then you keep following Highway 6 and you'll get stuck behind it.
You're being small town guy right now. That's why I like going to small town cafes. Well, yeah, you just take the 734 and then you get over to about a quarter mile past Jim's old farm there, and then down. And I'm like, what?
You're going to see the arrow there that tells you about a garage sale. You keep on going. Don't turn there.
We got a 204. Montreal and Ottawa have been to every CFL city to watch the Riders, and these two are well worth the trip. All right. Thank you. Leave your name next time. 204 number. Ottawa. Yeah, I could see.
Ottawa, the game itself, like the fan base, they've got it right since the Red Blacks have come into the league. The team hasn't been great, but the fans show up.
Bev says, been to every CFL stadium to watch the Riders except Toronto. In brackets, been to BMO Field, though, to watch other teams play. Seen various teams in many CFL stadiums when visiting the city. Yeah, I think you've been to the best of them then, Bev. If the only one you're missing is Toronto, 936-6262. If you want to play along with that, chance to win that toque as well. Bradley, was that who won the Pats tickets?
Yep.
Going to the game Friday night. Pats tickets. So then we started talking about the Parliament building, and that's under construction for a while. Went down the rabbit hole of what's the name? Crazy Horse in North Dakota, the sculpture that's being built. South Dakota. What did I say?
North. Don't give North Dakota and Soul of Valor. They got nothing.
They started that. They started Crazy Horse, which is near Mount Rushmore, in 1948. The face is kind of done. This thing, if you've seen what it's supposed to look like, and not anytime soon.
No. It looks like when my kids say they're cleaning their room.
Yeah. Private land, private funded. Every year it makes about $12 million. And it's nonprofit. Yeah, I guess.
Allegedly.
You burned through all that $12 million and you didn't have any profit.
Well,
you got some nice toys, though.
It's a $12 million annually thing. So the same article I was reading that on, which again, this is all allegedly, says that they've pocketed about $77 million.
And they don't have a crane yet.
Well, they got one this last summer.
Yeah, if you're making 12 schmil a year, you want it to be take as long as you want. Get out there with the little hammer and chisel. Nothing dynamite, no. Use a shovel.
Well, we're doing this the old-fashioned way.
Use the archaeologist brush.
Oh, man. Like,
Not
you
even
look
a
at
pick.
that horse. Look at the detail on the horse. No, not anytime soon. Rethink things. Like I said, put him in a hat on a chair, because that horse is going to take 100 years to sculpt. And that's, I don't even think I'm exaggerating on that. 936-6262. It's the Sports Cage. We are streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com. Still lots more to come. We're going to have Ticker. We're going to have Lotto Lawrence for Sprinkle of the Day. He wants to talk props today. Also, Naim Cardinal, the Indigenous Sports Spotlight. We're going to talk about some of the Indigenous players, first ones to play in the NHL out of the territories. And we're still going to talk to one of the local athletes coming up to the CFL Invitational Combine Friday. We'll be right back.
Dan at Croft Electric explains the 3 levels of electric service they typically supply to customers.
Number 1, you need to do it now. There's something really bad that we need to fix. Number 2, this should get fixed soon, but it doesn't, it's not an immediate emergency. And, number 3 is the nice to have, should be done eventually kind of stuff.
For reliable, professional electrical work for your farm, see Croft Electric.
Do it right, do it once.
CroftElectric.com.
Winter in Saskatchewan tests everything, our patience, vehicles, and sometimes our bumpers. From icy parking lot dings to serious highway mishaps, choosing local matters. At Regina Motor Products Collision Center, we're Saskatchewan owned, run, and we drive these roads too. An SGI accredited full-service collision center working on all makes and models. Submit your SGI claim and book your appraisal. It's easy. When you need repairs you can trust, it's neighbors helping neighbors. Regina Motor Products Collision Center, south at Highways 1 and 6 Albert Street. RMPChevrolet.com.
He's gaining on us! Quick, let's hide in the garage.
No! It's stuck! Again!
You said you fixed it!
I meant to. I just never called Busy Bee Doors.
Lift it! Hurry, lift it!
It won't budge! It's busted!
Don't let a broken garage door turn into a horror story. Call Busy Bee Doors. They can fix or replace any commercial or garage door. Busy Bee Doors, the garage door specialists.
The auction calendar is stacked at Ritchie Brothers this spring with 64 exciting unreserved auctions happening across Western Canada. Visit rbauction.com/agriculture to view a wide selection of used equipment from top brand manufacturers. You can also add items to your watch list, register for auctions, and bid online. You won't want to miss these great opportunities to get equipment you need. Head to rbauction.com/agriculture to register and be ready for the auctions.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Steelcraft Doors Regina, made in Western Canada for Western Canadians.
All right, I know you got to get out of here, but before Greg goes, I want to leave him with this. Somebody texted in. It's $30 to see Crazy Horse Monument.
Imagine how much it cost when it was finished.
That's where they make the 12 million. What's 12 million divided by 30? Colson, roughly how many visitors? And then we had another one that said Mount Rushmore is well worth the experience. I totally agree. I want to go.
Do you get to see the city of gold that's buried in their heads?
I don't know anything about that.
Oh, no, it's the national treasure. I should have brought up a John Candy movie, apparently. Nicolas Cage is too far out of your...
Yeah, it is. I'm not moving, guy. Thanks for being here again, Greg from Pitfall's Podcast. Join us. Over to the ticker now. Western Hockey League, Saskatchewan teams in action tonight. Saskatoon Blades hosting the Red Deer Rebels. Red Deer, big win last night in PA. Swift Current Broncos home to the Calgary Hitmen, and the SJ Yorktons in Weyburn Prairie Junior Hockey League. The Regina Capitals are at the Pilot Butte Storm. Capitals lead the best of 7, 3-0. Pat C's have a chance to wrap things up with the Contacts. 7:30 at the Sixer. Bantam AA playoff starting in Balgony. Prairie Storm home to the underdog Aces. The Regina Monarchs are in Swift Current. At the Briar, Kelly Knapp 10-4 over Newfoundland Labrador. And it was McEwen losing earlier 9-4 to the Manitoba foursome. They're at a 5-2 record. Knapp plays tonight, actually 5 o'clock it started, against Brad Gushu. Gushu leads 1-0 after the first end. That's your sports ticker for Regina. Steelcraft doors made in Western Canada for Western Canadians. Brought to you by SportsSelect, sportselect.com. You can go make your picks online, generate a QR code, and take that to your lotto spot retailer. Anything you want to play, futures, pools, props, which we're going to talk about in a bit. It's sportselect.com. Every bet is 100% legal. Money stays here. And, cash in hand. When you're ready to bet on the original. Lotto Lawrence is back with us. He's one of our betting experts, I guess. We use that term loosely with all of our betting here. Maybe you just play along for fun. Lawrence, last time we chatted, you had me really intrigued. You had a lot of people really intrigued on your college basketball. I'll call it a hack, but it's not really a hack. Where do you stand right now with your college basketball bets and what's going on with college basketball?
Well, I've been doing some combo plays with college basketball, and it's been going okay. They're still with the low over-unders. They're still working pretty well. Picking the ties. Look for the 1.5, 2.5. Tonight, you got 131. Fordham against LaSalle. Don't know who these teams are. Don't know one player on them. But we got 131.5 over under. I believe it's a 2.5. So a 240 on the tie pays pretty well there. Last week there was a game 120.5 earlier in the week, and it was 22-20 at the half. So and that game ended up being a tie too. So.
Okay, so if people didn't pay attention last time, what Lawrence thinks on college basketball is you go with a low over under and then a low point spread, like the 1.5, maybe 2, and then you take the tie in Proline on Sports Select. Okay, I love that. You want to talk about props, and is it hockey props you want to talk about?
Hockey props, yeah. So a little bit of a hockey prop. Like if you look and say Oilers were playing Tampa Bay, well, they might give you McDavid against Kucherov. Well, they're high-scoring guys. They're going to score you 2 points, 2 to 1 point. It's going to be too high-scoring, tough for those players to sort of pick. So like last night, if you look, Bennett from Florida against Nico Herscher from Jersey, they match up together. So they're only 50, 60-point guys. So they're likely only going to get either 0 points that game or 1 point that game. They're not going to go off for 2 or 3 likely in a game. So I like to pump a tie there as well for the props.
Any other examples? Have you looked at anything tonight?
Earlier on, there was no props listed. They don't see the list of props till later in the afternoon. So.
Okay, here's one I just pulled up. Let's just talk out loud. We got the Vegas Golden Knights back-to-backs. They're playing in Detroit tonight. They got Dorofeyev, Patrick Kane. Those are high-scoring guys. Eichel, DeBrincat, and then they have a goalie one, Hill and Talbot. So maybe the Eichel and DeBrincat prop, it's shots.
Okay, so what I would look at there is sometimes you get guys and they give one guy who's on power play unit 1, and sometimes they make a mistake and put a guy that's on power play unit 2. So sometimes that power play unit 1 is going to get a minute 30 in a 2-minute power play, and the other guy's only going to get 30 seconds. So I like to take that power play 1 guy for shots.
Okay, shots there. I didn't even know that there was shot props at sportsselect.com. That's a good one. Okay, where do we want to go next, Lawrence?
Well, we'll talk about a little bit, Barney, about the trade deadline on Friday. There's a few guys that have been dealt already. Edmonton picked up Connor Murphy. Good piece, good shot blocker. Reminds me a little bit of Chris Russell, a few years ago that they picked up. He's a right-handed shot. I think he's going to fit in good there. They just got to play better defense in general, so hopefully he'll help to secure that group. And teams this time of year, I just think you should go all in. You don't have that opportunity very often. And prospects, Barney, they're only prospects. They might turn into be a 5-year guy who plays in the fourth line. If you have a chance, and Robert Thomas is a name that's been floating around. He's 26 years old. It reminds me a little bit about Joe Thornton. Remember when Joe Thornton went to San Jose, about the same age, 26? Mm-hmm. He changed the San Jose franchise. Mm-hmm. And Boston, who'd they get in that trade? Wayne Primo, Marco Sturm, and Brad Stewart, I believe. Those guys hardly were anything, right? And, of course, Joe Thornton's career. So, I like Robert Thomas. He's 4 years left, and they get $8 million a year, so he's a good bargain. Number one center, point-a-game guy. But the only problem with sometimes you see these guys and there's not enough teams that are in on them right now. So maybe the offseason for a Robert Thomas, if they're still serious about dealing him, imagine him in Chicago alongside Bedard. Great passer. Bedard with a noodle stick. Man, they could score a lot of goals.
I'm looking here at the futures at sportselect.com that you can play for the Stanley Cup, and it's name the finalists. So it's giving you 2 teams. Lawrence, if you had to go on the board right now and pick 2 teams that you think will be in the final, give me those 2 teams and I'll give you and the people the odds.
Okay, I haven't looked at the odds, Barney. Minnesota they just seem to be, I don't know, and they picked up McCarron. He's 6'6", hits everything in sight. Man, he scares me. God, if he plays like he can, and they, of course, picked up Quinn Hughes. Minnesota is a team that I think can kind of get to that next level for the West. I like them. I always liked Edmonton because of McDavid and Draisaitl, but they played too much hockey in the last 2 years, and I think they're tired. So Minnesota, I think, is a team that I feel like can get there.
Yeah, I'm scrolling down here on the matchups, and it's not even giving me the Minnesota. But if we Minnesota to win the Western Conference, which I swear on this, I have a ticket with Minnesota to win the Western Conference. After the Hughes trade, I thought, why not? Right now, the Western Conference, to win the Western Conference, the Minnesota Wild, sportselect.com, is paying $8.25. Okay, before I let you go, I want to get your take on the World Baseball Classic, because the more I'm watching ESPN and listening to the programs down there, I might take for the World Baseball Classic the winner as the USA, although it's now flipped and they're the favorites, not Japan.
Right. It comes down to pitching, and I think that and Japan and U.S. fairly equal in the pitch. It doesn't sound like Skubal's going to pitch all that much, but it sounds like Skeens is all in. Their lineup is stacked. I do think the U.S. will beat Japan this year. But I do think Canada, as the first time, will get out of the quarterfinals. Their pool is not like it's been in the past, and they have some up-and-comers there. I like their lineup this year, and I think that they're going to, the pressure's not on them. And I think they're going to surprise that pool and come out in that pool. There's 2 teams come out of every pool, so I think they'll finish second in that pool.
They're in Pool A, and you can bet on the winner at sportselect.com for the winner. To win the pool, Canada's $4.25. It doesn't have a place showing on that. Okay, and I want to congratulate you, because last time we had you on, you gave us a Super Bowl score, and you were you were really close.
Yeah, I said 31-13 Hawks, and it ended 29-13 Hawks. So, yeah, they were able to do to Drake May what I kind of thought they would, and they didn't have the receivers down the field that could make a difference in the game. So,
yeah, no, that was good. All right, Lawrence, a lot of Lawrence up in Saskatoon. Thank you so much for doing this. You gave us a lot to think about, and we'll catch up in a couple weeks.
Thanks, Bernie, for having me on.
So much I didn't know at sportselect.com on what you can bet on. Lots going on. Wait till March Madness starts, and then you got the Players and the Masters, World Baseball Classic right now, hockey, trade deadline. Sportselect.com. If you want to play a future, you can make your bets online, generate a QR code, take it to the Lotto Spot retailer. They scan it. You're good to go. Bet on the original Sports Select. Every bet is 100% legal with cash in hand. It is a Sports Cage, streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com and on 620 CKRM.
Get it hot, get it fast, Western Pizza.
The
days are shorter, it's colder out, you're heading home, and your stomach is making that sound like it's sucking up to your spine. How about a delicious Western pizza? Imagine it, a golden, crispy crust holding a mountain of melty cheese, savory pepperoni, fresh veggies, and that perfect drizzle of sauce. Every bite is warm and exactly what your cold, hungry self ordered. Western Pizza. Dine in or take out today before your stomach starts making demands.
And get it hot and get it fast. Western Pizza.
You've worked hard for years, but when you retire, do you know your options that truly fit you and your family? That's where Chad Reach, Senior Wealth Advisor, and the team at GP Financial Services and Aviso Wealth come in. They help you understand your choices, avoid costly mistakes, and build a retirement plan. Independent advice, local expertise. Before you make the next move, talk to Chad Reach, 306-584-2755.
Mutual funds and other securities are offered through Aviso Wealth, a division of Aviso Financial Inc. Ever seen a cow in a toque or a sweater? You probably could. They're not fans of winter either. When it's freezing out, your herd still needs water. But good luck convincing them to trek half a mile through snowdrifts for a drink. That's where Keln Solar comes in. Their solar livestock watering systems let you drop a pump just about anywhere. No grid, no trenching, no drama. So let the cows stay cozy. You move the water. Keln Solar. They move water because your cows won't. Visit kelnsolar.com.
Text CKRM 306-936-6262 for Prairie Land Rentals. Renting heaters, skid steers, and most power tools for all those winter jobs. And your official Husqvarna snow thrower dealer. Prairie Land Rentals, 600 Albert Street, where you deal with the owner. Back to Sportscage. Text 306-936-6262. 620 CKRM.
Welcome back to the Sports Cage on this Wednesday for Regina Motor Products. We did this last month, went over well. I know a lot of you, some of you texted in, thought it was very cool. It's our Indigenous Sports Spotlight brought to you by Fries Tallman Lumber in Regina and Fort Capel. They have garage packages, which I didn't know. You're looking for a garage package this spring or summer, garage, or garage. Fries Tallman has it. There's also still time to get that fall, winter-ish job done. I know it's not fall into spring here. You don't have to go to the big box stores. Fries Tallman can hook you up. No need for that big box store, again, in Regina and Fort Capel. Bringing him back with us, he has the website Indigenous Rookie Card. Naim Cardinal is joining us again on the show. Naim, thanks so much for making some time on this Wednesday, my friend.
Hey, thanks for bringing me back. I appreciate it a lot. Great to see you, Barney.
So this is really cool, and I kind of reached out to you and I said, what should we do this month? And you had a great idea here. Again, your website has just fascinating stories and the Indigenous rookie cards of all these guys and the story on how you built the website around that. It's just very cool. But what we're going to focus on today, I think, and it ties into what we were talking about yesterday on the show with the territories and curling, but it's the territories and hockey, and the first NHL players from the territory regions in Canada that made the NHL. Now, the last one everyone's going to know that knows hockey, but let's start with the Yukon and the first ever player from the Yukon that played or made it to the NHL.
Yeah, for sure. So the first player to make it to the NHL from the Yukon was a player named Peter Sturgeon. He played in the 1970s. He debuted in October 1979 for the Colorado Rockies. So the interesting thing about that is that his rookie card is from the 75-76 O-Pee-Chee season with the Boston Bruins. Which you see up here on the screen, which is like, I'm nerding out here, but it's so intriguing to me because in those days, like especially like the 70s, it was almost impossible to get yourself on a hockey card without at least playing a season in the NHL. You can see on the back there, it says no NHL career record. And then he didn't make his NHL debut until 3 seasons later, which is, I'm trying to find out what happened here because I looked through that entire set. And there's about 44 rookie cards in that set, and this is the only player in that set that has no previous NHL experience before getting on a hockey card. Like, this is kind of common in today's day and age, but in this era in the 1970s, it was almost not happening at all. But he played 6 games in the NHL over 2 seasons. He had a lot of injuries, had some issues with his knees and stuff, so didn't really get the shot that he probably should have had. There was actually 2 players from the Yukon who debuted in the same season. It just happened that Peter played earlier than the other player, and the other player was Byron Baltimore. And then later we now see Dylan Cousins, who we all know is a heck of a player.
Very interesting story. Yeah, a hockey card with no NHL stats on the back. Let's move to the Northwest Territories. This is actually probably a trivia question, or a lot of these are trivia questions out there. The first ever player from the Northwest Territories to play in the NHL, born 1953 in Yellowknife, Northwest Territories. Victor Mercready, am I getting his name right?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
What can you tell us about this cat?
Yeah, well, Victor had a very successful junior career. He played a couple of years in the BCHL, I guess at the time BCJHL, and was tore up the league in scoring. He was a first-team All-Star in 1970-71 at 106 points. And I actually know Victor personally, and he's told me a lot of cool stories. And at the end of that season, he wasn't sure what he wanted to do, but he wanted to challenge himself, and he decided to go play in the Western Canada Junior Hockey League, which is now the WHL, and played there for 2 seasons with New Westminster Bruins. He put up 113 points in his last season, was 7th in scoring. And then he was drafted in the first round, 16th overall by the Atlanta Flames. Played 2 games in 74, 75. Heck of a hockey player, could put the puck in the net. And one of the cool things about Victor and the way he played is that he played with a straight blade. And he told me that he was inspired by Jean Beliveau of the Montreal Canadiens. And Victor would switch hands while he was playing hockey. Like, he would switch from shoot right hand to left hand. And he said he worked on this for a year and a half as a kid. And he said every time he was at the rink, that's what he did. He worked on switching hands, and he tricked a lot of defenders and goalies that way. And that's how he was so successful at scoring so many goals while he was playing hockey.
That is very interesting. That's like one of those old wives' tales, or one of those things you kind of talk with your buddies. It's like, all right, who can play, if you're left-handed, who can play right-handed, or vice versa. Yeah, and using the old straight blades back in the day. I see the card here that we had up on the screen. Is this one of the cards that you did with Upper Deck, because he never did have an original card?
Yep, that's right. So that photo was from his time with the Atlanta Flames, and actually got to know Victor pretty well over the last few years, and just a wonderful guy, and I think someone who deserves a lot more attention. Growing up in northern communities is not always easy, and then moving away from your family and everyone you know and love is a challenge. And a lot of hockey players go through that.
The one thing, since you know him, I'm just wondering, Naim, not to put you on the spot or anything, but did he talk about how difficult it was for that journey, like back in the late 60s, or whenever he made the trip down to go play in BC, because it's not as convenient as it is nowadays to get from point A to point B. So I'm sure back then, to get from Yellowknife to go to the unknown, did he ever tell any about those stories and that struggle, or I guess the adventures?
We never really touched on that while we talked. He just told me mostly told me stories about his playing days and kind of like the experiences he had and those kinds of things. But it's probably a good topic of conversation for the next time we connect.
Yeah, I'd also like to know, like what was the hockey like that he was playing back then in Yellowknife, and were there other guys that probably could have went that were kind of no, I'm I don't want to get homesick or I want to stay here, and that's a really cool story, and I've never heard of his name before. That's really cool. That's one of the cards that you did with Upper Deck. Okay, the last guy. Then the first ever NHL player from the Nunavut territory. Famous, everybody will know this name, 723 games in the NHL, Jordan Tootoo.
Yeah, so, obviously everyone's familiar with Jordan. Played for Team Canada in the 2003 World Juniors, kind of burst on the scene there and made a huge mark with Team Canada that year. Had a significant career. And very successful as a junior player, but mostly wanted to focus on his hockey cards because most people are familiar with Jordan. These cards here are from my collection. So Jordan has a total of 479 hockey cards made. Wow. And there's so many player collectors out there who focus on Jordan Tootoo. There's a lot of competition out there to get his hockey cards. So I feel very lucky that I have these. And these cards here are from the 2003-04 Upper Deck Premier Collection during his rookie season. So this is from his rookie card year. And this was, at the time, considered like the highest end set available. Today we have the Cup, which most collectors know. It's in the thousands per tin to buy it. But at the time, when this set was released, you could buy a box of 4 packs for about $350 US, and it was just 4 packs. But in my opinion, as a collector, this is the nicest set ever made. They're just really beautiful cards. The rookie cards have on-card autos, really nice patches from the jerseys on these rookie cards, and just a lot of really beautiful features to these cards. So if you are looking to collect Jordan Tootoo cards, just be mindful that there's a lot of other people out there collecting. I'm not just saying don't compete against me. It's fine, but there's a lot of people out there who go after his cards and pay big money for his rookie cards especially. But just wanted to feature these ones here.
Yeah, very, very cool. Again, the website is indigenousrookiecard.com. It's just great to kind of go through and surf around. Well put together website. Naim, thank you so much again for shedding some light on things today. We talk about Peter Sturgeon, Victor Mercredi, and Jordan Tootoo, the first players in the NHL from the territories and regions up there. Crazy stuff. Namer, thanks so much for doing this again, my man.
Yeah, thanks, Barn. Anytime.
Right on. Again, IndigenousRookieCard.com. Naim Cardinal joining us here on the Sports Cage. That's the Indigenous Sports Spotlight for Freeze Tallman Lumber. Garage packages, anything you need at the big box store, they can help you out. They're local in Regina and Fort Capel. Still got that job to do inside the house. Go and talk to them, or they'll find someone to do it as well. Freeze Tallman Lumber. We'll take a break here. It is the Sports Cage. We're streaming through our YouTube channel. That's where you watched and saw those crazy hockey cards that Naim had at sportscage.com.
Here's to your farm and to your family and the way you work today. Making a difference in a proud Western way.
Stories from the farm are important ways to learn, and the Western Producer is committed to sharing stories about farmers like you and your family who are aiming to keep up with the newest and latest agriculture information.
The Western Producer, your news, your way today.
Our weekly newspaper includes a new section called Farm and Family, which features valuable and timely content from the Country Guide magazines, so you get farm business and management articles together with family topics, all in one place.
The Western Producer, your news, your way today.
Debt can take over your life.
The stress, the constant worry, it can feel like you're drowning. When people come to see me, they're often anxious and feeling hopeless. But when I explain how I can help them get out of debt, those feelings melt away. I'm Jasmine Brown, a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Regina. I will create a personalized debt relief plan so you can move forward with confidence. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to discover your debt-free future.
Patterson Liquid Systems. Expect the best.
The 2025 crop's in the bin. Time to upgrade your spray game. Boost your efficiency with Pattison Liquid Systems and the Inductor Flex. Faster fills, precise metering, and a clean, simple design means saving money and more acres sprayed every day. Call Pattison Liquid Systems today and find out how 5-minute fills can change your day.
You've paid a lot for your farm equipment, so why not protect your machines from the harsh winter elements with a new building from Olympic Buildings? Barns, shops, riding arenas, equipment storage, Olympic Buildings can build it all for you. Olympic-buildings.ca.
Want to get a delicious 50% off? Like now? Skip to the good part and save up to $15 on orders of $30 or more in the Skip app. Use code NOW50 at checkout. Like now. Terms apply only on Skip.
Dreaming of extra cash or a getaway? Enter the Humboldt Broncos Lottery by March 6th at 7 p.m. for the early bird draw. $10,000 cash could be yours. Grand prize is $100,000. Tickets are 1 for $100 or 5 for $250. Visit HumboldtBroncos.com today.
Country Corner, brought to you by Municipal Hail Insurance. Proudly serving farmers. MunicipalHail.ca.
Celebrate country music's greatest outlaw with the story of Waylon Jennings, Thursday, March 12th at the Casino Regina Show Lounge. Doors at 7:15, the show at 8. Stop by the box office or get your tickets at CasinoRegina.com. 620 CKRM is proud to support Canada's Farm Show presented by Bungie, March 17th to 19th at the Real District. Your chance to explore the latest products, connect with other farmers, suppliers, and industry professionals from across the country and the globe. CanadasFarmShow.com. And Yorkton Dodge presents the Parkland Outdoor Show and Expo, April 24th to 26th in Yorkton. Gord Bamford performs on the Friday night. Plenty of exhibitors and speakers throughout the weekend. Everything to do with hunting and fishing under one roof. ParklandOutdoorShow.com.
For more information, visit 620CKRM.com. Don't miss a minute of Sportscage. Podcasts are posted at Sportscage.com. 620 CKRM.
Welcome back to the Sports Cage on this Wednesday for Regina Motor Products. We talked about it yesterday. The CFL Invitational Combine is coming up. Starts Friday in Waterloo, Ontario. Another local athlete that has been invited to the Combine, Colin McKellar, linebacker from the University of Regina. Hometown is Vancouver, British Columbia. Dave Thomas had a chance to catch up with Mr. McKellar.
Well, let's head out. It's time to be joined by Colin McKellar, linebacker for the University of Regina Rams. I tell you, this is an exciting week, isn't it, heading up to the CFL Combine in Waterloo?
Oh, man, it doesn't get much more exciting, man. This is what we dream about as football players our whole lives, and it's finally happening. So, yeah, pretty cool.
You said dream about. Is it something you obsess about, though, as we start to count down the days until you actually get a chance to hit the turf?
You know what it is? It's been tough to think about anything else, even since I've heard about it. Obsession's a great word. It's consumed my life and my little circle, and it's been a pretty cool experience so far. I'm looking forward to getting out there and showing the CFL scouts what I can do.
Let's say I rewind and go back in time a couple of years where you're faced with uncertainty after starting your post-high school career with SFU. And now all of a sudden you jump ahead and, hey, you're with the University of Regina Rams. You're becoming a dominant force in Canada West, and now you get an opportunity to take part in this showcase event. What would you have said back then to yourself when you were thinking about all the things that were going on?
You know, it has been a pretty crazy journey for me to get to this place, and it'd be pretty hard to kind of visualize and picture. It's something, like I said, I've always dreamed about, but something that seemed very, very difficult to obtain in the past. And, you know, just all the credit to the coaching staff here and the Rams doing what they do and finding talent and building a really great team for us all to succeed. So it's been awesome.
How have they built in your development and success as you head towards this opportunity?
You know, I think it's you know, we talk so much about, you know, Coach McConkey and how great he is building that culture for everyone. And that's definitely a massive part of it. But it's also, you know, our individual coaches that put in the time and the hours in film and you know, developing our skill and just all the credit to the coaches, man. Like, they're just so hands-on with us, and they know how to develop talent. And I think that's clear over the past couple of years. The Regina Rams have come a long way, and we've started winning games, and it's just all credit to the coaching staff, man. They've been unbelievable. So,
if you look statistic-wise, that's kind of what this week is focused on, right? When you're talking about the different tests and everything, it's all about the numbers that you put up. How do you translate your strong team game into being more individualistic this week?
Yeah, it's tough. We've definitely had to separate ourselves, you know, the combine guys from the team and training, and you know, you don't like to do that because you want to keep that you know, that team chemistry between you and the boys. But we had to separate ourselves and you know, do our specific training program and blocks for the combine. It's become you know, less focused on the football side of things and more focused on the athletic side of things. You know, trying to run fast, trying to jump high, trying to be strong. So, you know, it's been a learning experience for sure. But you know, embrace the process, and it's been awesome.
How do you start out on that process? How do you define where you can improve, and then how do you try to maximize that performance?
You know, I think it's all about kind of being able to analyze yourself and kind of see where your weaknesses are. And from there, you know, we have such a great team of coaches and athletic therapy and, you know, trainers, and they're just so hands-on with us, and they put us in the best situations. You know, they know our stats, they know our numbers, they know where we need to work, and they set us up for success, man. You know, their programs are, I think, some of the best in the world, and they just give us all the tools we need, and it's awesome.
How is your training different than in this off season, preparing for this opportunity as opposed to maybe previous off seasons?
Yeah, so, you know, like it's just a lot more running, you know, in a straight line, doing the drills that, you know, we can expect at the combine. And it's less focused on specific football movements. You know, that's what a lot of it comes down to. And just a regular off season is just, you know, obviously building strength, speed, and muscle, but also working on, you know, skills that translate to the football field. And with this prep, it's been pretty much it's been running, jumping, you know, benching, you know, just everything that we're going to see at the combine. And it's been very, very specific on that. So definitely something I'm not used to, but it's been cool for sure.
You've had the opportunity, Colin McKellar, to showcase yourself at an elite event before, being the 2025 East-West Bowl, for instance. How has that experience helped you prepare for what you're about to see at Waterloo?
Yeah, you know, it was you know, we talk about, you know, the East-West Bowl was just such an awesome experience all around. You got to meet boys from all around Canada doing the same thing you are. And it's been really cool. But just putting yourself in that combine environment a year before, you know, the CFL combine was awesome. You know, it gave us a feel. I'm obviously going back to the same field we did that at. So I'm going to be able to, you know, be a little bit more comfortable. I know what I'm expecting. I remember the turf there. I know what cleats to wear. And it's just, you know, it was a really good first step, seeing where we stack up next to, you know, other elite athletes around the country. And I think after that, I can just kind of look back and realize what a great experience that was and how it helped prepare me. You know, I've seen these kids and what they can do at the highest level, and these are the guys I'm going to compete with. And it's exciting.
Is it difficult to maintain your focus on you? I say that, for example, you're going to see other guys putting different times up and competing in different aspects and maybe put up individual numbers that, you know, maybe eye-popping, may not be, but is it hard to stay focused on you and not watching what's going on around you?
You know, it does, you know, obviously you're going to be watching the guys you compete with, but at the end of the day, I'm competing against myself, everything I do. You know, I can't control what they do. I'm all about control the controllable. do what you can do to put yourself in the best situation. So, I'm not super worried about these guys, what they're going to do. I know there's going to be some great athletes out there. And I just think it allows me to elevate my game to their level. I know they're training, they're working, and it's just extra motivation for me to push that a little extra bit more so I can put up the best numbers and the best combine I can.
Have you done mental training at all? I know that during the course of the season, there's a lot that is done as a team. Individually, of course, you want to be at your best, whether that's mind, body, soul. How do you make sure that you've accomplished that when it's your turn to perform?
Yeah, you know what? For me, it's all visualization. So, prior, I've been dreaming about my first pass rush move, what I'm going to do in the combine there, visualizing running a fast time, putting up a lot of weight on the bench press, and it's just visualizing yourself succeeding. And I'm a firm believer that when you do that and you take the time to want to succeed, it works out for you. And so it's tough not to visualize and think about what's going to happen. And I think that's the best you can do because it just prepares you a little bit more, I think. And this combine's all about preparation. We're going to see who prepared and who didn't, and I think the results will represent that.
I can hear Coach McConkey in the back of my head as I'm asking you this question. I'm going to say, is there pressure? And he'll say, you know what? Pressure is just a privilege. Do you feel pressure
100%.
heading in?
There's absolutely pressure, and it's a great saying. He says it a lot, and I couldn't agree more. It's 100% a privilege, and there's pressure, but it's more exciting. I see it as an opportunity to put my best foot forward. We've been working towards this, and not everyone gets this opportunity, so it's definitely a privilege. It's definitely you definitely feel it. You want to represent well for your school and your family, and whoever else is watching you, but at the end of the day, it's just an opportunity to perform, and that's what I live for.
Okay, last question. You're a student athlete. Fill in the blanks. This combine will have gone well if blank.
If I run a 4.640. If I run fast. But that.
That's fair enough. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you taking time and doing this for us. Of course, we're cheering you on, wishing you all the best in Waterloo this weekend. Thanks, Colin McKellar, for doing this.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on. That was awesome.
Yeah, good luck to McKellar and everyone else participating. Starts Friday, the CFL Invitational Combine in Waterloo, Ontario. That's the program. Thanks so much to everyone who tuned in today. Thanks to all of our guests, Greg from the Piffles Podcast, Eric Francis, Naim Cardinal, Lotto Lawrence, the whole group of them. Great show for Regina Motor Products. Back tomorrow with Sharky, the usual guests on Thursday, Arash Madani, Glenn Suter. The Senior Hockey Report will be on tomorrow, the NASCAR Report. It's all right here on the home of local sports in Saskatchewan, the Sports Cage, streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
620 CKRM, a Harvard media station, broadcasting from Regina, around the world at 620CKRM.com.
Good evening, it's 6 o'clock. I'm Tanner Wallace-Scribner from the SaskToday.ca newsroom with 620 CKRM News. There was an increased police presence